All right. Home Squad Sports. Going to go ahead and review Week 12 already. It's been flying by. Jen, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm doing good. It has been a fast season, College football always seems so fast. It's like
Been
it's been three
crazy.
months already. It's crazy. That's the worst part about it is how fast it goes.
Yeah, I almost put Week 11 on our when I was making a graphic today, and I was like, oh shit, it's already about to be going into week 13 now. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. But we'll go ahead and get into it, man. We do want to have a special guest here, bring him in for his second episode. It's only right to bring him back in, for the review of the week. We had him for the preview. Former teammate of me and Dalton's here at PRP. We got Caleb. How you doing, Caleb?
What up, guys? What up? What up?
What's up, man? Got a lot of stuff to go over, man.
Oh
Got
yeah,
some stuff we were right about, some stuff we were wrong about, and some surprises along the way. So let's go ahead and
for
get into
sure.
it. But first, before we get into the college, recap, we want to go over the high school games here. We did have Jason right there down in Virginia with LC Burt. He got the dub, still in the playoffs, kept it alive. Future Buffalo Bull. Shout out Jason and his family there, and they're out rocking and rolling, trying to get
I'm
the state championship.
thinking,
Unfortunately, Mount Healthy in Cincinnati lost, but
oh
yeah,
man.
man, it was a long season, and me and Dalton, that was the first game we covered. It's the only game we covered this season, high school wise, and man, it was crazy. They have a really talented team. They got a quarterback, future quarterback Jameer Spain, D1 guy, Jameer Scott. Um, I mean, God, they had so many guys,
Good
and
players, man. That the
yeah,
other
so many guys that were going D1, and then they are just some good kids. Coach Stevens too, shout out him, but they had a tough outing, but on to bigger and better things for a lot of them. So shout out to them and shout out to
yeah.
Jason as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Jason can spin it, man.
Anderson
Jason,
must be good, man. They said that's the team they're talking about when we went up there, You just gotta beat Anderson. They couldn't do it, but they
yeah,
still had a great year, man.
yeah, they did. They did. I think Jameer. I think he's second in the state in passing, so I think he's at like 3,600 yards or something. So
Great
we should,
season.
yeah, get a tally later in the year. But shout out to him. We'll see where he goes. And he got offers from Temple, UNLV, and a couple other places
Be
too.
nice defense.
Yeah, I think, and I know he went on visits to Kent State and Ohio State, some other places, but we'll see. But let's go ahead and get into it, you all. Man, week 12 was a heck of a week. As you can see, we got the top 25 at the bottom, which we'll get into, but let's go ahead and get into these games. First, we got Colorado. They had a 49-24 win, almost put the 50 ball on them, and they didn't even really play good first half. They
No,
started out
No,
kind of
not at
hot, and
all.
then all of a sudden they went down and kind of fell off a mountain and wasn't looking good. And you're like, what's going to happen? But go ahead and start with Dalton, man. Like, what'd you think about the game?
First play interception by Shador is like, Utah's defense. They might come up and play, but of course they didn't score a touchdown. Isaac Wilson's just not looking good right now, man. I know he's a true freshman, but he's just he don't look like he's the guy. Utah, they look like they have to go get a guy in the portal. They haven't had a quarterback for the past 3 or 4 years because they've been waiting on Cam Rising. He can't stay healthy.
You don't
So
like Wilson for the future for them?
not really, man. I don't think so. I don't see him as an NFL guy.
of NFL, no, but he did have some flashes. But
Did.
uh, the highest point total since Dion and Shador's been there in 49 points. So I knew that was going to happen. I knew Utah's defense was good, but they don't matter when Shador's on. Even with the pick right at the beginning of the game, he shook that off. He forgot about that 10 minutes later.
Yeah, next
Uh,
drive I think they scored.
Yeah, I mean, I think it actually didn't. It take at least a second quarter or maybe even halftime for Utah to get a touchdown. I know they got a few field goals, but yeah, that's Colorado's defense way different from the beginning of the year and way different from last year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, dude. That's
Warren
great defensive coordinator work right there.
Warren Sapp also kind of quality control. I think is what his position is. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't ask for a better defensive lineman to be your quality
man.
control guy.
God, if anybody watches those behind the scenes stuff, man, he's in that D line. He's
Yeah,
got the D line. Phil Loadholt's got the O line, and it's such a physical practice. It's night and day from last year.
yeah,
And the rules with him being an analyst, because he's not, they had so many positions. You only have so many. I think it's like 8 position coaches you're allowed to have. Then have
yeah.
to be assistants, and then it goes. But he came on late. But he's an analyst. He has to be out of the building by noon every day. That's what I found out. But he can be on game days and stuff. So he's real energetic those first few
Right.
hours,
Yeah.
and man, he's got the D line playing so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really happy just to see them go. from one year to the other on being physical. You don't see
Oh,
that.
it's insane. Completely different.
NFL guys, them linebackers, man, are tough. They got about I'd say 8 to 10 guys on the roster that's going to play in the league. I'd say maybe not next year, maybe the year after.
Yeah,
Total,
for sure.
Yeah,
total
for
For
sure.
sure.
issues, though, man. I mean,
They got a
God, they're
good team.
I mean, not to look forward to the last game there, but it looks. I mean, they controlling their own destiny, went into a whole nother level. Especially with BYU losing.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be them, man, winning the Big 12.
And
What do y'all think?
and Kansas State losing.
Yeah,
Big,
yeah.
So
That's a big. That's the tiebreaker. Yeah.
so
So
yeah,
big.
that
Big 12 just got crazy this week, and
they
I
just
think
show up and do their job. They like you said, Dan, they control their destiny.
yeah, they should be able to. I mean, I think
Can,
right now they're definitely the favorite to come out the Big 12.
Have to be.
Kansas is going to be so tough for them, man. You can't
And
sleep on Kansas.
good
We do got
team.
some highlights from that game here in a minute, but yeah, I think it was a crazy game. I think they got 4 sacks this game. Yeah, 4
Yep.
sacks, which they added on to their total, so they're out still, getting the ball. I mean, Drelon Miller had a big game. He was on our honorable mention, 6 catches, 108 yards. I mean, no, not a lot of presence there because they were missing Jimmy Horn. They're lucky they didn't have Jimmy Horn out there. If they had
Oh,
Jimmy Horn, I
dude.
mean, this would have got so ugly. But
Dude, every skill position they have will be playing on Sundays.
and then Wester got the punt return, right?
Yeah, he's fast.
Yes.
Yeah,
That dude's
man, I
Yes.
love him. He's just going to be a good NFL guy.
good
He's
Yeah.
good.
returner. Good returner.
He's good. What's a kind of like NFL comp for him? I can't really put my hand on it.
On Austin, he's not going to be that good. I don't think he's just so small. He's like 160.
It don't matter no more. You got
Oh,
Tank Dell and them out here
he's
making
good in the
plays.
league,
Josh
though.
Downs. You got so many young guys coming in there.
Get him in there like a Darren Sproles, a gadget guy. Tyreek Hill before he became a route runner, he was a gadget guy. He's got that shakiness. He's gone. One
Definitely.
cut, he's got 20 yards. Next thing you know,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
even Augustov or however you say their
yeah,
running backs
Augusta.
last, he had
Yeah,
a good game. He got in the end zone. Yeah,
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 their
yeah.
whole offense was clicking.
they're actually last in the of all Power Four teams though in
I
rushing
believe,
yards. I've seen this
I
year.
believe it. And
They
Shador got
they
hit a
are
lot.
they are they are,
Shador
and then like
continues to
yeah,
get
with
hit a lot.
with college, those sacks they take away from your rushing yards, so you do got to take into account of that. But even then, it would only put a little dent into it. They're not the greatest at running the ball, but they do run it and they get the first downs when they have to. Like you
Yeah,
said, Augusta, he only had 7 carries, but 8.4 yards a carry, so that'll
Right.
get some work done, especially when you get in the end zone. So
absolutely,
it
absolutely.
was
That's all you
big,
can
man.
ask for.
I think they're looking good. I think everybody that's just kind of I was watching Coach JB today. If you're familiar with Coach JB, Caleb, the dude from Last Chance U. Remember Last
Yeah,
Chance
yeah,
U, the
yeah.
dude that used to go crazy. He does a podcast every day. I watch him,
Hmm.
and he's a Colorado hater, right? Just avid Colorado hater. Picks against them every week, no matter what. And then now it's crazy. You go from like, all right, we'll see if you're wrong, to now it's just like you're just hating, man.
He's wrong
Yeah.
now.
You're just hating, bro. It's good to see, Dion being such a legendary player. Not a lot of great players or great coaches.
Nope,
So
Yeah.
people are saying that, the Cowboys are gonna come knocking out the door, but
it
I
don't
don't see
matter.
them losing. I
It
don't
don't
see them
matter.
losing.
Really, yeah. They would pay him so much. I don't think it matters.
I won't be surprised if tomorrow's rankings in bracketology that Colorado Buffaloes are in that bracket.
Yeah, we are in the process of making our
Oh,
very
yeah,
first
you should be ranked
bracket,
together.
which is going to be really cool. I'm very excited to see, where we like that. I like SMU a lot, man. I think SMU's crashing some more, going to crash Miami's party.
Yeah,
I think Miami might drop to Syracuse at the end of the season. I mean,
I
that's just
believe
something
it.
I think.
Yeah,
I
for
some,
sure.
it just could
I said
happen.
that. Yep.
It just could
Okay.
happen, man.
Okay, they
I
plays
think
a lot.
I think it could happen, but we'll move on from that game. They almost got the 50 ball and didn't even really play their best game.
No.
I do think Wilson did show some flashes. It wouldn't be surprised if they brought somebody in for some competition, but I would like to see him because he wasn't like the starter, I would assume, in camp, until Rising got hurt.
Right.
So
Yeah.
maybe you'd like to see him at camp or at least the spring, because you got that spring window, then you got that before the summer window now of the portal. So they might get a guy and mess with him around spring, but we'll see. But as for the Clemson Tigers, man, they got it done against Pitt. There's some really
Very
weird stats against Pitt here. What did
Yes.
y'all think about the game while I bring that up?
great game. I thought it was closer than I thought. Pitt hung in there. They were down 17-7, scored 13 straight, take a lead. Then Klubnik with that 50-yard run, man. Klubnik is showing a lot of running this year. Way more than the years past. he's really stepping it up on the ground when they need it. That's two big runs at the end of games he's had this year that really put him ahead. So Klubnik on the ground, man, it's showing a lot for the next level. You know, he can run and throw. He might be a decent NFL quarterback.
He's absolutely improved year to year. And yeah, I was flipping back and forth. I can't remember from this and what else, but literally, Pittsburgh kicks a field goal, I believe, to go 20-17. 20 seconds later, dude, I flip the channel. I look at the bottom of it, and it's 24-20. And I flip it right back. Cade takes off like 2 plays after getting a kickoff. I mean, that run was nice. Yeah, Clemson, like the stats are crazy. I had them myself. If y'all didn't have them to pull up, they lose in both uh rushing and passing, and still figure out how to get it done. I mean,
That was a 50-yard run. They had 8 yards before that last run.
yeah,
All game.
Yeah. I
that's
mean, no, if
insane.
you, I
That's
got to pull up
crazy,
here.
right?
Nobody could run the ball. The
Kobe
highest
Pace.
rushing was 88.
Yeah, true. But 58, they had 8 yards before the last run. That's crazy. Kobe Pace been balling. He had 17 carries, 17
Yeah,
yards. Like, come on. Antonio Williams, though, big game for him. Klubnik, obviously, he's found his favorite target, 13 catches. That's a lot of targets.
turnovers will beat you because Clemson had one and Pitt had two.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to win the turnover battle for sure. TJ
Yeah.
Parker, too, 4 sacks, man. How about that for a defender?
4 sacks. Yeah. 7 total tackles. I think it was 5 solo and 3 assistant or something like that. But yeah, 7 total and 4 sacks, man. God, that's
Pitt even
he's a
had the
beast.
ball for 9 minutes longer than Clemson.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one
And there's
turnover
we're
There's
going
been,
to see
does it.
another
there's been a lot
crazy
of games like that this year. Like,
I know it's
Clemson Louisville was like that. Clemson was on the opposite
Yeah,
end of it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been wild, man. It's been weird. Some of these stats have just been would you would not think that would be the time possession. How are they scoring so quick? Penalties as well, but yeah, man, they got it done. They're still in the hunt for the ACC. If you really want my honest opinion, coming in, I thought Miami was back, especially after the first 3 or 4 weeks. They got bailed out the first week, and I think now you look at it, I think they're the third best team in the ACC. Honestly, man, I think
It,
SMU and Clemson would both beat Miami on their good day.
SMU's in the same boat as Colorado. It's theirs to lose.
Yeah, I couldn't agree
Yeah.
more. I think SMU's the best team and Clemson's second. Yeah, I think Louisville might be better than Miami at this point. I know they beat them, but if they
Oh
played
my
a neutral
god. Oh
field,
my god.
Louisville ain't good though. Yeah, they're not good.
It's not in every college team because this is the first time around. All these East Coast teams going out west. All these East Coast teams are not doing good out
I
west.
said that too. I said that to people, and then it's the same thing. The Big Ten with USC. They lost at Minnesota, and they lost a lot of games they should win. Same with all those teams traveling.
Ohio
UCLA.
State went out to Oregon, lost.
Yeah, yeah,
Miami ended up winning, but went out to Cal and was getting beaten down.
could have lost. Yeah,
And
that's
then,
true.
I mean, and I could think of some more. Michigan went out west. I'm pretty sure and got beat. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
they're gonna have to figure out their travel arrangements. They may have to stay an extra day, or
Mm.
maybe just show up right before game time. They're gonna have to figure it out because they're going out there and playing sloppy football.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
noticed that too this year. It's the first year, so yeah, they'll
Yeah,
figure it out.
yeah, they
Teach
will
you some
for
things
sure.
in the off season, but it's definitely a filling out process for these teams. These college kids, they're not used to it.
They better get used to it because they're throwing down freaking millions of dollars. They said Bryce Underwood's rejecting the 10.5 million now, and now I mean it's looking crazy recruiting, which we're going to get into in a second. But man, it's wild. These kids are having to grow up so quick and
Yeah,
make some big decisions. Because getting a scholarship is harder than ever, which is it's wild. I mean, some of these schools are only taking 10. I think Colorado's only looking at taking in 10 high school players next year.
Wow.
So I mean, when it was from 25, 26 to 10, come on, man. And that wasn't even counting your walk-ons. Now they're
yeah,
pretty much eliminating walk-ons. You probably got like 3 or
yeah.
4 walk-ons now, but used to
They're
be,
they're gonna be down a dozen now.
it's wild. Then they said JUCO is kind of imploding now, and then we'll see D2. I don't know. I think everything will move up except the lower levels. They'll just drop off. But yeah, we'll talk about that later. I say with ACC, man, like you all said, I don't know about Louisville being better than Miami after what I've seen out of out of Louisville this week. Did you see that play with Tyler Shuck when he underhand threw that ball to the other
That
team?
was crazy, and he's actually been playing good this year. As he should. He's a veteran. He ain't been making plays like that, and then he does it the worst time to do it. So terrible, terrible discipline on that Louisville in the whole game,
Ab-
especially the end. Man.
Absolutely.
The end sequence. Did you see the end
Yeah,
sequence?
last second you give up 20, what, 25 or 20 yards? Yeah, dude,
It was
it's
on a. It was because of a flag. It was a flag though. They only got like
Yeah,
3
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was a unsportsmanlike. On top of you gave them the first down or whatever it was, and then you tack on 15 to it. So
and then they jump off sides on the kick to
yeah,
make it 5 yards
exactly,
closer. He
dude.
needed that 5
100%.
yards too. He wasn't hitting that from 57. He hit it by like 1 yard.
It's insane.
Hell no. Yeah, it was crazy, man. But one game that I didn't really think surprised me. I know the score look indicates it, but I mean South Carolina getting on Missouri. I think the more as we get on, I think SEC needs to just take like the bottom three teams like midway through the season and just drop them. Or something really, relegation or something, how they do in soccer or whatever. And I don't know, man. I just think Missouri's just not good. I know the score was only 4 points, but South Carolina, they're just out there trying new stuff. They're running pretty much. They're trying to see if they want to read option the whole play or if they want to go under center. They're just messing around trying to see what they're going to do. And I feel like Missouri's just one of those teams you try new stuff against. You try some trick plays, and you just make sure you don't get injured. But what did y'all think about the game? Do you think it was closer than I think?
Oh, it was close. You didn't watch it?
No, I watched it, but I mean, they're just outplayed them.
Closer than
I
you
mean,
think. Missouri's took the lead with 55 seconds left. Yeah, it was close.
it always, but that's
I
still
mean,
they're
come
gonna
on.
blow it.
It's
They
game
blow it all the time. They blow it all the time.
I
I
agree.
would,
That's more of South Carolina blowing it.
yeah.
They had the big lead. They got tired and bored. Next thing you know, they look up and they're down with a minute left in the game, and they got to
That's all
scramble
I'm
to get it
saying. It's
back.
a close
I
game.
mean, the time of possession, Missouri does have 31 to South Carolina's 28. South Carolina has 462 total yards to Missouri's 381. They both had one turnover, so it was really the stats say it was a closer game.
It wasn't that
If
bad.
you had to watch it, and I agree with Dan. Yeah, I mean they did fight back, and they made it a close game. But I got bored of watching it because it was a blowout.
They just
And
Well, Missouri's not
anytime.
a bottom three SEC team, though, either way. They're still
yeah,
ranked top 25.
I know, but they're not good,
They're
man.
better. They beat A&D already. They're better
They're
they
than.
not
played
good.
three good teams, I believe, and they lost all three.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They have the easiest SEC schedule of anybody. It's crazy how, some teams get lucky,
Yeah,
Florida had a terrible schedule, but Missouri had a real manageable schedule.
I think the Kansas State and Arizona State, which we're about to talk about next, was a much closer game, even though the score doesn't show that. Like I think that was, I swear, like you look at the stats, I swear, like
It's just
Arizona,
that, but it was 21-0, I
Kansas
think.
State, Kansas State always just kind of shoots themselves in the foot, but they'll
early.
they'll get them big third down. They're a big third down team every time. You don't know how it's kind of what they did against anybody. They somehow convert on third down, and I think Arizona State. I think people just underestimated them too. I think I don't know. I honestly can't remember what I picked on that. I know it was a toss up, but man, I really like Arizona State. But with South Carolina, we'll go back to them with Marcel Reed. I don't know if they'll stick with them. Like I don't know if he'll be their guy next year. I think they're going to try to get
A&M?
better. No. Yeah, A&M, man, my bad. But Daniels is the quarterback at South Carolina, right?
No, there was
Daniels,
Sellers. He's a beast.
Sellers. But then they have a guy named Daniels too, right? Hold on.
I
Where's
don't know who
the?
you're thinking of.
Yeah, I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking of
Stanford got a Daniels.
Stanford
Ashton
is
Daniels.
Daniels. Yeah, Ashton Daniels. That's who I'm thinking of. He's I like him. I could see
Yeah,
him transferring out to a bigger school.
he's okay.
He was at South Carolina, right?
Um,
Back in
I don't think
because
so.
there's South Carolina's got a guy who was in
So
last
there's a
year. June.
Jalen Daniels is Kansas's quarterback.
Yeah, yeah, he's good, and we have
Yeah,
highlights of him
and
too.
Ashton Daniels. Now he's been there. He was at Stanford last year.
Yeah, Ashton. Yeah, I like him, man. I think he should go to like a South Carolina or somewhere else because Stanford's not good. Stanford's too much of an academic school. They're not going to get good NIL guys.
They don't
They're
have
never
an
going to.
Andrew Luck or a Christian McCaffrey walking
Yeah,
in through
they're
that
He's
never
door.
better
gonna.
than Sellers,
Yeah,
though. I mean, he ain't starting over Sellers if he goes to South Carolina. He got to go somewhere else. Maybe Missouri.
yeah. I don't know. Sellers is good.
Top,
I just.
top TDs, no picks, bro.
Yeah, that happens. He's. They're
He's
going to
a
get film
freshman.
on him. They're going to get film on him. He's going to turn into Morgan Newton. I promise.
He's
Watch.
a
I
good
promise.
quarterback, bro. They're gonna be dangerous next year.
I don't know. We'll see. I think A&M right now is better than Tennessee. I mean, I think A&M would beat the shit out of Tennessee.
Hey, they just lost
But
South Carolina. That's what I'm saying. South Carolina's good now. They're playing some of the best football in
I
the
know
country.
I like South
Yeah,
Carolina.
They should
yeah.
have
I
beat.
like South
They should have.
Carolina.
They should have beat Bama, man. They'd be right in the playoff race.
I like them. I think the Kentucky game proved a lot. They're out there. You can't sleep on South Carolina. I think that was a good SEC win for a lot of teams. South Carolina, they were like kind of Missouri, but I think they're head and shoulders above Missouri. And I
Oh, they
know,
are.
I just think they are just as the program, just as all around. Like I don't know, maybe I just hate Missouri because I've been hating on Missouri all year, but I don't
You do
know.
for
But
sure. Rory's made 2 SEC championships in the past 10 years. South Carolina hasn't made any. They've been better the past 10 years.
I know, but the SEC East was so bad for so long.
South Carolina was in the East too, though. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but they were bad. I mean, after Connor Shaw, when they had who they have after Connor Shaw?
They've been bad for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, South Carolina hasn't had a good quarterback in a long time. Since
No, they
Connor.
tried to get Spencer Rather
Oh
project
yeah.
didn't work.
Yeah, Rattler. He wasn't that good. Who else? I don't know. I can't even remember who else they had, man.
Shiloh Sanders started there. I kind of forgot about that.
Oh
Shiloh
yeah,
Sanders
wow.
used to play there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do remember that now.
Yeah, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into the Arizona State game. Did y'all ever think that like Arizona State is going? I mean, they're 8-2 now, which they're ranked 21 now. Yeah, they're ranked 21. But I don't know, man. I think this team you couldn't sleep on them. Is it Dillingham? Is their coach's name?
Yeah, Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny Dillingham. I think he's going to finish probably like third, top 5 for coach of the year. I mean, that's good. I think people will always try to, reach and say he should be coach of the year. It's what Coach JB said today, and I don't think he gets coach of the year. But that doesn't mean you're not a good coach and didn't have a good year.
We'll see how they finish. I mean, if they make the Big 12 championship, and who knows, they can beat Colorado or the playoff, then he's coach of the year. I
I
mean,
think
yeah,
I think it's just Dion.
it's a big one.
It's just Dion and Cignetti, man. Just Dion and Cignetti.
I
I guess
agree on
once he
them
beats
too, man.
Dion, then he wins it.
I have some type of vendetta against Arizona State because they fired Herm Edwards.
He
On the
sucked
They,
field.
there.
what'd you say?
He wasn't good there though.
I mean, yeah, but they didn't give him but like 2 years.
Yeah,
That's
he,
another thing I hate about this new day and age. You got to build chemistry is the biggest thing, and no matter what sport you're in. And if you give someone 2 years, and that's not enough. I
yeah,
mean,
I agree.
but you're right. He didn't do nothing. They got a new coach.
He's doing
They're
something.
8-2 with a chance to be in the Big 12 championship. I expected Kansas State to do what Arizona State did to them. So hats
Yeah,
off to them.
I think we all three picked Kansas State in this game. They were
Yeah, that's
home.
our only pick we got wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of them wrong, but
Oh yeah, the
we'll get
Kansas.
there in a minute. That was a great game, but
It was a
Kansas
great game.
State, man, their offense is just so a big play or nothing. If you make them have to drive, Avery Johnson's
Yeah,
going to make a mistake right now.
yeah,
It seems like he's just not there. Next year, I think he's going to be really really good, but
Yeah.
with the another off season, but he just makes too many mistakes right now. He's still really young though, so
yeah. He's a sophomore, I believe.
yeah, maybe even a redshirt freshman. I don't remember how many
Yeah,
games he played last year because they had Will Howard last year, so
right,
I don't remember how many games he played. He might have been able to redshirt.
right.
No, I think he's a true sophomore.
Okay.
He's a true sophomore. Yeah, I remember them saying at the beginning of the year. No, I think we're just seeing them a year too early, right? They're just like it's like I don't know who to compare them to, but yeah, it's just a year too early. I think next year they're going to be good. They'll probably add a couple pieces. We'll see who they lose, but yeah, like you said, Dalton, I think that was a good point. They are a big player, nothing. I
Yeah,
think sometimes they've been able to get those big plays. Man, they kind of remind me how pretty much how Carson Beck played this week. That's how they play every week, just running and gunning, just out there like their quarterback. They rely so much on their quarterback, and A.
yeah. He's got
Johnson's
to
out
do it
there
all.
so
Their run
good.
game's really good too. I mean, they got two good runners.
Yeah,
Giddens
yeah,
is
he's
one of the
so
best backs
good.
in the
They
country.
Yeah,
run
but
a
he
lot
can
of
run the
good.
ball good too.
Giddens is one of the
He
best
can.
backs in the country. Actually.
He's good, and then they run a lot of good good
Not,
jet sweeps, a lot
not
of
great
good at those
receiver.
jump passes, those touch passes. They're good at those in motion plays, and I think next year they're going to be a problem, man. I think
Yeah,
next year is going to be an insane year for Big 12, and man, yeah, it's been crazy. But I do want to go ahead and get into the Georgia game, y'all. Georgia, it was a big game for them. They were actually looking inside, at the playoff picture. Some people were saying, they needed
Outside.
this win. Do you all agree that they were outside the playoff picture before this game?
yeah. They were absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
for
it's
sure. They
crazy.
needed this win bad.
Isn't that weird that they're going for all that and then they
Well,
still? It's just so competitive, man.
we still knew they were going to win, but dude, the SEC this year is loaded. It's always loaded, but this year in particular, without the divisions, everybody's playing everybody. It's
Yeah,
so tough, yeah. And there's no bye weeks. There's only one bye week this year in the SEC. You usually got Vandy and a couple other teams. This year, it's only Mississippi State, man. You've seen Vandy's been
Yeah.
in the top 25 a couple weeks. There's just
Yep.
no weeks off, man, unless you get Mississippi State. So it's just so tough week in and week out to win these games. Tennessee, it's hard to get up every week, man. This is hard to get up. They've been getting up every week because, they had a great season. Still a great season, but Nico's a year away, too, just like Avery Johnson, I think. Maybe even
Yeah.
if he's even – I don't know. I don't think he's as good as Avery Johnson, but –
Avery Johnson's a little more further along for
yeah.
sure.
He
And
did. Yeah, he did. And
I
then
think I think Nico's just a bit too nervous. As soon as his timer goes 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and he starts panicking.
If they flip
He,
if
he
they
don't
flip teams,
trust it.
if they
He
flip
don't trust
teams,
himself. He don't trust the pocket. He just starts flinching. He starts looking around
his if
instead of
if
keeping
his
his eyes
first
downfield.
if his first read, is not there, he panics and
Yes.
gets tunnel vision, and it's
Yes.
yeah,
bad. And it gets
Absolutely.
bad.
and he's not as
Absolutely.
mobile as Avery either. I mean, he can run, but not like
He's
Avery.
not as mobile.
Avery's a
He can
smaller
run.
version of Josh Allen.
He's less mobile than Shadur.
But if you switch some teams, I don't know. We might be saying the opposite thing. They're playing a lot worse defenses in the Big 12 than the SEC. I will say that.
The
Yeah.
Big 12 is some hogs away from competing with the SEC teams.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The big guys, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Those
hog
are
mob.
good interior DNs. But yeah, it was a crazy week, man. I mean, Georgia got the dub. As you can see, Carson Beck got the player of the week just when he was, everybody was writing him off. And I don't think he's still a great guy. I did say at the beginning of the season, I'm scared that he's going to be a better pro than college player, but I'm still, jury's still out on that. But he hasn't had a good couple games, turnover machine, but he did not turn over the ball this game, had a really big game. We got his highlights. He made some really good plays. He can't play like this every week.
Great throw.
He just can't play like this every week. We go ahead and add Caleb. Caleb, can you see these?
Nice
Okay,
run.
all right. Let me go ahead and add you in here. But look, Carson Beck's making he's literally making every throw. As you can see, he's running with the ball, and he's
Great throw.
he's lasering. He's literally making every throw. He's running, he's gunning, and let's go ahead and add you in here, Caleb, and let's go ahead and start it over. So look at this. I mean, he's getting right over the defense. We're gonna have some aerial shots, and especially some end zone plays as well. But
Nice run
he's
after
made
catch,
some
too.
he's made some plays I haven't seen him honestly make. Honestly,
I mean,
I
I didn't know
haven't
he
I
was
This
haven't
year,
seen him.
anyway.
I haven't realized he
Yeah.
was this mobile. He's started using his legs a lot more this game, and maybe that's unlocking something of this offense. If he keeps using his legs the rest of the year, I wouldn't count Georgia out of the national title race ever.
That throw
Not as
right there,
long as
right
Kirby
above the
Smart's the
D.
quarterback or the coach.
Yeah, exactly. And
That
if they can get Beck reined in, I know it's 1 week, but this is how he played last year all year. So
Yeah.
you can't just say, oh, maybe it's a fluke. I mean, no, maybe he's
Like
back.
I said Friday, I said as long as he don't turn it over, they win by multiple scores.
You did
And
say
that's
that.
every week against anybody they play.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree.
As long as he don't turn it over, Georgia's going to win the ball game.
Yeah, their defense. They don't have a great run game though this year. That's one thing that
No,
really hurting them.
no, you would think they would with Dalvin Cook's little brother. No,
ETN's
not
brother.
ETN's little brother. Sorry,
ETN,
yeah,
yeah,
Dalvin
he's
Cook's
good.
little brother went there too, though. James Cook.
yeah, yeah.
But
That's
Look at this play,
okay.
Ben's
y'all.
brother,
Hold on. I want to bring up this play. Look
Trevor,
at this end zone play. This fake option right here. This is it's coming up right here after this play. It's there he balls it. Look, they got the two tight end set right here, which is they pretty much just brought in a second offensive lineman at the second tight end, the right.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
look, so they brought him in, and then they do a fake shovel, and it totally freezes the defense. And look at this. This is a great play. Fakes that, reads it, gets the defense going. You see the top right here. His hips are turned. It's over. And then, whoop, flaps it right over. That's a play. That's a pretty good play. He did pretty good right there. He made some really good plays. I don't think he can play like this every week because they need him. I mean, to be a really good pro, you got to pretty much do this every week. It just seemed like he was playing out of his pot capabilities, which you'll always like to see that. It just looks good, right? So I mean, but I don't know. Like you said, Dalton, you could see them in the playoff picture. You can't sleep on Georgia. They're like the Chiefs, They're really, you just can't sleep on them, even though the Chiefs blew it last night, which was a
regular
good
season.
game. But yeah, man, I don't know. I still don't think they're going to win the national title. They could. I don't know who's going to win the Natty, man. It was a crazy. It's been a crazy look here, but shout out Carson Beck. We want to go ahead and round up our last game here. The pick six. We got the big upset that me and Caleb called. We got the Jayhawks over the Stormin' Mormons. They were trying to stay undefeated. They were trying to get it done, and they were trying to get bailed out. They need bailed out every single
Every
week.
week.
every week, and they got it done every week, but just not this week. So, what'd you think, Dalton? Before we go ahead and get some highlights pulled up here,
And they need a better quarterback. Jake Rett's laugh. I'm
he's
laughable.
horrible.
Laughable. God, he's holding his team back, man. They had 6 games in a row earlier in the year where they scored 30 plus, but the last 3 weeks their offense has been shut down, and the defense is still playing great ball, but they can only do so much. I mean, look at Kansas' stats: 73 rushing yards, and they have a great rushing game. They were the
Dude,
best rushing games in the country, and they only.
Kansas is not supposed to walk away with a win. Looking
Hey,
at them stats, I mean,
I didn't
hey,
know
I
but
that.
got these
again, that's
highlights.
I thought their running back had over 100 yards himself.
2 turnovers compared to 1, just like the Pittsburgh Clemson game. Yet again, the turnovers strike.
An offensive pass
Look at this.
interference, and I think they agree. It's a great job.
Look at this. He put a knee right here. The center put a knee and snapped it on the ground. You think this is offensive interference right there, or does he sell that? Was that offensive pass interference
Oh yeah,
Mm,
right here?
yeah, yeah. He pushed him down.
I think he sold it.
His arms extend.
No, it did. No, I don't
They
think.
extend everywhere, but
Look at that.
matter of the force behind it. He
Yeah, I
could have
don't think
sold
it
it a
was
little
enough to
bit,
knock him
but
Oh
down.
yeah, that's PI. I mean, I played corner, but you can't do that.
Yeah. Well, it
of
was a
course you're
jump
gonna take
ball.
the DB's
Hey, if you do
side.
Yeah,
it
I
to the
swear.
receiver, they call it every time, bro.
Yeah, look, Reg's laugh here, man. This is his all season, man. He would just escape every time and pull something out of his ass, and he couldn't this year. I mean, they sack him right here. They were kind of just grounding and pounding. Kansas was. And then you see them get some kind of big plays at the end, but BYU was grounding and pounding as well. Kansas, if they just would have took care of business earlier in the season, they would have a whole different story on them. But Reg's laugh or whatever his name is does throw a good ball right here, kind of unlike the wheel route. Do want to give him credit for that, but Kansas was almost too much, man. Look at that dime right there. I think they have a guy named Grimm. Yeah, Grimm's
Yeah,
good.
Luke Grimm's a good receiver, man.
Yeah, Luke Grimm. Yeah, he's a good receiver. But BYU, they was trying decent right here, 10-10, trying to score before
Yeah,
half.
great play by that guy.
Yeah, and then he does his thing right here, y'all. He does what he's known for. Whoop.
Let's laugh
Yeah.
right to him. I mean, Mello Dotson, good pick. Mello Dotson, though, good corner. You'll see him on Sunday. So I mean, but still,
Okay.
bad throw.
Yeah. Dave, now look at this spot. They gave them the first down on this play. Y'all think this was short or what? Think he's short?
He's still in the air. It looks like.
I know. They gave him a good spot
So
right
yeah, I
there.
don't know.
I'd
Yeah,
say
First
it's the
down.
right
he's
spot.
still in the air when he.
Dude.
Yeah, he got it.
Okay.
The ball's right
It's a
there.
close
Yeah,
one to call.
yeah,
But then
it's
Kansas
definitely.
comes right back. He steps up in the pocket. Daniels does, gets the first down. Then they were able to punch it in later in. They didn't
Devin
score
Neal,
that
good
one, but
back, good career, man. Really good career, Kansas. 4 good seasons.
look at that snag.
Nice play, nice play.
Yeah, the ending of this game was wild because nobody could get. It was 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Like the
Yep.
last 5 possessions, it was wild. Nobody could get
Uh,
anything on.
I thought BYU was going to score, man. I thought they were a
God.
team as this team of destiny. It seems like they scored every time they needed to this year, but they came back to bite them.
Yeah,
This is a dime. He got lucky right here. This should have been picked. Right here, look at this.
Looks like a good throw.
No, let's just look.
Nah,
How did he catch that?
dang.
That was crazy.
Looking so.
Yeah, so they tried, man. I mean, they were
Good
making
throw there.
finally a good drive at the end, trying to get it
Yeah.
in, and they had to get the first. And right here, they did not get the first
No,
down.
Chase Roberts
And that
short.
was ball game for them, and their
Yeah.
undefeated season comes to an end. BYU, man, they unfortunately didn't get it done, which did wrap up our top 6. I was very excited. We had some honorable mention performances here. We got Omarion Hampton from North Carolina. Look at this, 35 carries, 244 yards, 7 yards a carry and a tutty. Drelon Miller, 6 catches, 108 yards and a tutty. Then we have a Baylor tandem of Sawyer Robertson and Bryson Washington. They have a pretty good game. Sawyer Robertson went for 329 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. There's pretty good completion rating as well. Then we got
Absolutely.
Washington, who had rushing touchdowns. Here we had 3 of them, 18 carries, 123 yards, and a receiving touchdown.
Good game.
So Antonio Williams as well for Clemson. So shout out to these guys. good playmakers across the board here. I guess a lot of guys got their stats up this week, so we're gonna see what kind of happens. We do want to go into a kind of deeper unfold of the Colorado game, so want to get y'all's thoughts here, and I do have some highlights. And what are y'all's thoughts about Heisman? I guess after the game,
That's
I
locked.
honestly think they should just go ahead and give it to Travis Hunter. What do
It
y'all
should have been mailed out last week.
think?
He got
What do you think?
he got scored on this game. Nobody.
First
He did.
time.
He
He got
did.
First
First
time.
time.
on his dome. The pick was lucky. You can't count that pick. It was gift wrapped. It's not like he went and made a play on the ball.
I
He
know, but
didn't have a
it's
great
still.
week receiving. I think Ginty for me right now. Got his
He,
first.
his reverse play was supposed to be
I'm
a
not even hating.
15-yard loss, and
He
he
just didn't have
scored.
a great game this week compared to what he's been doing, and he can't have a bad week. Well, Ginty's playing. He went off again.
Right now, he's the betting favorite at -330, and Genty's +330. So it's a lot. It's a big. It's almost a.
That is big.
He's on too good of a team,
Like I said, his
and he's
touchdown was supposed to be a 15-yard loss, and he ended up scoring.
Yeah, that play was
yeah.
weak
Let's get
on
into it.
Sundays. So that's what people said. No, in a way,
Let's get
that's
into it.
lost on Sundays.
I mean, he might
Yeah,
have
he's
had his
caught
high.
on
I mean,
Sunday.
there's his pick there, but
He
he might have
lost
had
30
his
yards on
Heisman
Sunday. He
moment.
get benched for a while. Yeah,
Well, I think his Heisman moment happened. I think that catch that we're about to see here in a minute. I think that was
that's
it
Yeah,
right
that
there.
was a good catch on two
like
guys.
3 people,
Yeah.
4th down or 3rd down. I remember.
Yeah, but that pick, yeah, weak.
Hey, right place, right time, man. You gotta have ball.
Pick, so-
Some
Oh,
people stop their legs and watch the ball. He didn't,
a weak
and
pick.
he hit the Heisman. It's over. Give it to him. Mail it out.
It'd be different and Genty played against Comp.
Yeah,
Genty,
they had to play against good, and they were taking him out. Look at that. That's the Heisman moment. That's it.
if Genty breaks the record, then you got to give it to him.
No, you don't.
If he breaks a rushing yards record, he better get it.
They I think if they wouldn't have took him out of those so many games early on. But yeah, this is a crazy catch, man. I think this was maybe the Heisman moment. We're gonna have to debate which is
It's a loss.
he's so good. We're gonna have to yeah. Well, good thing it's not the NFL, but
He's
we're
gonna
gonna
try
have
that again.
to debate which Heisman moment he has. He has multiple.
He has a lot of Heisman moments, yeah, for sure. I'll give him that. I'm not hating on him at all. I just think GT's. You don't see this from running backs anymore. You don't see this either, though. I mean, yeah, you don't see this either.
This dude's rigged, bro. He's not winning. He's winning it for corner too. He's made game-winning plays on offense and defense.
I've seen people talking about he's not the best corner or receiver in the country, so why should he win?
I've seen people talk about when he went to Jackson State. They said Dion was ruining his life, and when he said that he wouldn't go to a G5 school when he came out, and they said it's over for him. And that's what I want to get talking to now, man. Look what Dion's done, man. I mean, you talk about a program just rejuvenator, a guy that's turning it around, who, took the criticism, I think, and, a lot of people would shut it out when you're that good and that talented. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. He's at 8-2. I mean, 4-8 last year, and the year before they even got in, it was at 1-11. You see what he did at Jackson State. He got Travis Hunter is the number one player in the nation. People don't talk about that. If he does win a Heisman, I think he probably will be the first Heisman that played FCS, and that's played in any FCS game, because you're already stacking the chips against you when you go FCS. Anything could have happened, and this is just something that's never going to happen again. The number one player in the nation, like, that wasn't a fluke. It wasn't like a Cormani McLean or we've seen a lot of basketball players be number one in the nation. Like Laquan Treadwell was in football. He wasn't the best. He didn't end up being the best, but this guy Travis Hunter is the best. He's the number one coming out, and he went to Jackson State, and now, I mean, the story is in itself that I think he deserves a Heisman, because he shouldn't even be like there. People would say, people said that him going there, he was ruining it. He was going to Jackson State, but Ginty is good, man. I just think them taking him out in the competition, he just doesn't play as many good. I know the Big 12 isn't as good as we thought it was going to be, as a lot of people thought it was going to be, but I just think with him playing both positions and coming out for like 3 plays a game, like, that's just freaks shit. Like,
Yes.
Everybody's good in the Big 12, though. Nobody's good, yeah.
I think there's some good teams. They're just not the ones we thought they were going to be good. Nobody thought BYU was good. I don't think they're great, but
I don't think they're good, though, yeah.
Kansas is supposed to be awesome.
Kansas was, I don't know, Oklahoma State was supposed to have Ollie Gordon was supposed to be
Yeah.
God coming
God,
in.
they're
Ollie
weak.
Gordon was supposed to have the year Genty is.
Omarion
Yeah.
Hampton, second best back in the country, by the way.
Yeah, I remember you said that. I think that's a good argument. Then they got the guy at Iowa that we kind of highlighted earlier in the season. You know, he was the second in the nation at one point. But yeah, man, I think it's been a lot of twists and turns. We're going to see if Dion stays. Recruits are going to be a big part of it. So I do want to go ahead and get into that next segment that we talk about is the recruits. Now, Julian Lewis, who at one point was the number one quarterback in the nation, he is now decommitted officially from USC. Everybody kind of been seeing it coming, but they're looking at some 3 schools he might be going to. He's already been at Colorado. IU, they stopped recruiting him, so you can kind of mark them out. It's pretty much down to Georgia and Colorado. Is Dion going to get a top? He depends what website you go on. I think he's at 7 on some of them, but whatever, top 10 quarterback. I mean, if he gets here, they might be better next year. You literally never know. Like, we never know, but that's some new news here with Julian Lewis. Now, we did see Tramell Jones officially make himself a Gator. We've been talking about Tramell Jones the past 3 weeks. He did go ahead and make it official. They got him. Now, do you think this is going to be either Lagway's replacement because Lagway's going pro, or Lagway's replacement just because he ain't that guy? What do you think?
Lagway's not that guy. It's crazy. You know, if anybody's saying that still, he's 3-1 when he starts, 3-0 in the games he finishes. So,
Okay. Slash transfer. What if he transfers?
yeah,
Lagway's gone.
he's not going to be gone. I'll bet the house on it. He's coming back. Him and Dave here are close as hell, man. He talks about it all the time. As soon as the AD, gave Napier the, oh, you're good to go next year. Lagway posted on a story, man, 5 minutes later. So he loves the guy.
To.
And our whole freshman class, our freshman running back, same amount of carries as ETN at Georgia, same exact yards. So everybody thought we were going to miss ETN. We got a freshman back coming in doing the same thing he's doing. I love our team. And this guy, I think he's a backup first 2 years. He ain't taking Lagway's job, man. Lagway, he's the most talented quarterback in the country.
He's the most talented quarterback in the country.
Did we had last week? It was on that list. He was number 1 in talent. Did you not remember that list? If you could bring that up from last week.
Oh, yeah, they were drunk. Yeah, whoever made
he
that
is the most talented. He was
crazy.
the number 1 quarterback.
They put Cam Ward as the best quarterback.
He was the number 1 quarterback coming out for a reason. He's the number 1 quarterback talent-wise in the country. Every game he plays, he balls. He couldn't even move this game. He was 85%. He couldn't run. No started running. He was pocket only, and he still balled. Tramell Jones is going to be a good backup, though. It's good to know if Lagway misses a game here or there like he did this year. We don't have to go to Aiden Warner. We can go to this guy.
Yeah, you better. But yeah, I mean, I think we'll see. I think he's either going to be a stopgap, or I think if Lagway does transfer, I think there is a possibility of it, man. I think there is, especially if somebody comes with a bag who's just better. You don't know. I think these wins. So what do you? There's we can have this graphic up here. Tramell Jones is in this picture back when he was committed to Florida State. There's been 37 decommitments since in November. There's going to be even more. Then the transfer portal is going to open up. I mean, it's hard to really even put your thumb on who you got. I mean, according to this week, supposedly, Florida doesn't even have a top 25 recruiting class coming in this year. So, I mean, I don't see where this big hope is for Florida coming from in the future with that lag. I don't see how Lagway doesn't at least entertain these college basketball players.
Oregon's losing a quarterback.
Next year.
Miami's losing a quarterback.
Oregon's got theirs on the roster. Miami.
How does he not at least enter the
quarterback.
portal though? He can come back, but I
Not
think
they
he at
were-
least enters the portal.
I'm just saying Oregon's got their quarterback on the roster. Ohio State got QBs. Georgia ain't leaving for Georgia, bro. He's not leaving. Every player might leave. You can say about every player. Shit.
Literally, the top 7 of the top 15 schools are going to need a quarterback.
Yeah, that's fine. And we're not going to need a quarterback. So
UK's got a higher recruiting class than you.
We're going to be good next year.
Nebraska, people, and like you said, Caleb, I like when you brought that. You got to give these coaches some more time. Some people are already calling for Matt Rule's head. There in Nebraska.
He did great with Baylor before he left.
Some people think Raiola might be out the door. What do y'all think?
We just talked about recruiting rankings. You should only get 10 guys anyways. It's a portal and the recruiting. The portal and high school class, to me, should be combined when you're looking at recruiting classes. So it's too early to look at it. 10 guys, that's not even,
They just don't sound right.
No, that's just Colorado.
I know, but average is probably 15.
Average is probably 15. You're right. Yeah, I know, man. It's insane. It doesn't. I know another man's trash is another man's treasure, but some of these kids, man. But I know a lot of stories here. Some of these kids in the portal that just never come out of the portal, that they never got picked up. I
Yeah,
see that
Yeah.
all the time on our Twitter because our feed's pretty much nothing but coaches and players, and I'll see it'll be transferred. It'll just say how many years of eligibility they have left because they didn't. Nobody picked them up, man.
Yeah.
They said it's gonna be like 3,000 or something like that. I think it was like 3,000 last year or something like that. I mean, it's
crazy
crazy
numbers.
numbers, but I really respect Jet. You know, your faith in your team, even though you've been flip flopping all year about the coaching situation. I
That's how it
mean,
goes.
it's been a flip flop. We want to look at some stats here, which blew my mind. You want to talk about a time of possession difference, and how did y'all hell that it tells you how bad LSU is. Look at the time of possession. You only had the ball for 18 minutes. They had it for 41. I'm gonna shut up. Talk about the game.
They kept throwing
Convince me that Florida is the best team in the nation. Come on.
They kept throwing 3-yard passes, bro. It was weak as hell. That's how they had a lot of time possession. Second and 7, third and 4, first and 10, 4-yard gain. Obviously didn't work for them. They scored 16 points, man. Our defense, like I said, 7 sacks against LSU. You know what I mean? They kept coming into the game, 6. Defensive front wrecked the game. One of the best defensive fronts in the country, and I didn't think I'd be saying that at the start of the year.
What do you think, Caleb?
It was a complete. I wouldn't say complete shocker. LSU, Brian Kelly. I don't know what his thing is. I can't tell if he's a great coach or a mediocre coach. Because he was how. I mean, when we're growing up, he's taking Cincy to top 5 finishes in the
Yep.
end of the year.
When
He
you play,
goes to Notre Dame. He's constantly relevant. And he goes to. He does go to a national championship. He gets beat by 50 against Alabama.
yeah,
Uh, and he's came to LSU. He's been ranked. He's had a Heisman. Uh, I can't figure it out. I
Yeah.
don't know what. I don't know if it's him or what. But
I,
like
you
I
know,
I
said
keep listening.
Friday, Florida
that's
has the money, or at least should have the money, to have a great team every year. So just because the
yeah,
record don't show it, don't mean their defense still isn't how it usually is. So it. But this time of possession is mind blowing. 41-18. I mean, this should
yeah.
be a 34-10 game LSU's way.
Did y'all watch the game?
Bits and pieces. I'm pretty sure it was going on during the Louisville
Hmm.
fiasco, but
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
actually like the stats don't show we dominated the game. We were never I was never worried, you know. It wasn't like,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm pretty sure y'all was winning pretty much the whole
that's
game.
what I'm saying. I was never like worried or
LSU's
scared.
not good. LSU's not good.
No, they were favored. That's
It
so
was a good win. I know that was a good win, and I do got to give y'all's credit because what was y'all's win total? Four wins, right?
yeah,
Four and
like
a half.
freaking 4.5.
Okay, you're at 5 wins now, right?
We're making a bowl game.
All right, that's good year.
I guess the
That is
schedule.
a good. That's a better year than you thought. But I think that goes to show you you
So we
should get
out.
rid of your coach because this wasn't the year. If your coach had his way, wouldn't even be y'all's year. You'd have freaking Mertz in there. Lagway should have been y'all's guy from day one. And I think if people can't forget that this is not the guy he wants on the field. This is not the guy he wants on the field. He wanted Mertz. Remember that. He
Merch
wanted
was a great
Graham
college quarterback.
Mertz over DJ Lagway. And just now DJ Lagway's balling. And I think DJ Lagway's like, man, I wouldn't even be on the field right now if this freaking dude didn't crack his knee because this
Yeah,
dude didn't
yeah,
even
better offer
start.
him $1,000,000 or
He's a
something.
freshman, bro. Yeah, most freshmen don't start in the
Doesn't
SEC. It
matter.
doesn't matter how good you are, Daniel. It doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
You
matter
better throw
anymore.
him
This
a
is
bag.
the
He's
new.
only
Is
Dylan
like,
Raiola is the only other like big time freshman starting. Who's the number 3 freshman? Yeah, you don't even know because he's on a bench.
there's a bunch of true freshmen starting, not just all quarterbacks, a bunch of position players though. For
Well,
real,
yeah, for sure. There's always a lot, but there's always a lot of blue chips sitting on the bench the first year too.
Ryan Williams,
Oh,
Dylan Stewart.
generational talents now. We're
They're,
naming,
they
yeah.
are they are true freshmen,
What's
and you have to
Ryan
start your
Smith? Is that his
freshmen.
name from Ohio
Jeremiah
State?
Smith. Jeremiah
Yeah,
Smith.
Jeremiah
yeah.
Smith.
Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not even
there's true
generational guys
freshmen out
now.
here.
Jeremiah
You
Smith's like
have to
Calvin
play 'em.
Johnson level.
You
He's
have to
Calvin
play 'em.
Johnson level, like prospect NFL. So
That's my. I'm agree with you. I don't care if you're 18, 19. If you're that guy, you're playing.
yeah, but Mertz was a good college quarterback. We would have beat Tennessee if he didn't get hurt. Who knows what that?
Even if he's a little bit not ready, you have to play him because these freaking kids might transfer in January.
Well, he's
And
playing
Or
you
now.
don't
or
get better if you're sitting on the
He's
bench.
playing
You
now,
got to
bro.
play.
He's playing now, and he's playing good. And we're gonna ruin Lane Kiffin's party. Early prediction for next week. Ole Miss coming into the swamp, and
oh, I'll better get you on that game. I'm taking Lane Train.
oh no way,
Lane
man!
Train.
Lane never wins the big ones when he needs them.
This
playoff
isn't
on
a
the
big
line.
one. This
It
isn't a
is
big
because
one.
the playoffs are on the line. Every game is big. The last 2 games of the year is huge for Ole Miss. They got to win both.
It's not big when you're playing a win against the Gators right now is like it's kind of like a Kentucky basketball win now. It's just not as
A
big
win
as it
against the
was.
Gators don't ruin your season.
It's going to be a tough win, though.
I
I'm
swear.
They
telling you.
gotta win. I agree with Gent. They gotta win.
They got to,
They
right?
do have to win, but
When's
it's
Lane
like
Kiffin
Is
ever
it
won?
a
When's
is
Lane
it a
Kiffin?
7:30 game? Is it at the Swamp and at nighttime?
For some
I don't
reason,
know, but
some reason it's 12. But that's kind of 12 is better than 3:30 though. Ole Miss might be sleepy still, sleepwalking.
sleepwalking. Well, let's go ahead and let's see who's sleepwalking their way into maybe the playoff contention. I know the bracket has not come out this week, so we haven't really put out ours yet. But we are going to go ahead and go over that before our preview show. But the top 25 did come out as it always does beginning of the week. What are y'all guys thinking here? I mean, Indiana is top 5. Penn State is become the biggest frauds now, and it was BYU last week, and now they've kind of showed their true colors. I think Penn State now has got the biggest fraud. But what do you all think of the top 25? Is anybody too high or too low? What do you think? Start with Gent.
Penn State.
I think
Penn State.
Indiana fans better enjoy this work week because they got a rude awakening coming Saturday when they go to
I
the
don't
show.
know. I don't know.
Really,
It's going to be a dog fight.
we're gonna
Ohio
see.
State, Indiana is going to be a dog fight.
We're gonna see what playing no good teams before late November does to a team, and it's gonna show. They haven't played. I mean, they haven't played no NFL guys really.
They got the better
One
coach,
on
bro.
each team, bro. One on each team. They have a better coach because he's beat Maryland. No, he's not a better coach. He hasn't done what Ryan Day's done. He has one good year. He had a good year. James Madison, bro. He had a good year. James Madison, and he has a good year this year. But they haven't played nobody. 100th ranked strength of schedule, man. 100th. Florida would be undefeated with the schedule.
I I agree. I mean, the whole Big Ten hasn't really played. I don't understand it.
They haven't
They
played.
all the back half of the Big Ten. When
Come
they
on,
start
man.
playing each other, and then you find out
I
Nebraska
said it.
sucks, and then they're not in the Big Ten, but then you find out Wisconsin isn't good, and because they always ranked at the beginning of the year until they
Yeah,
play somebody.
I told you Wisconsin was going to keep it close this
who
week,
else ain't
though.
good? Oh, Illinois ranked.
I said Wisconsin was going to keep it close against Oregon this week.
Illinois
Penn
ranked.
State
All you
needs
need
to
to know
go.
about
Penn State hasn't beat nobody good.
They suck.
I
Penn
mean,
State ain't beat nobody good. No, Ohio State's
in
only
like
winning to get
5 years have they beat somebody
Ohio
since
State's only
Saquon's been there. Penn State ain't beat nobody.
SMU would beat Penn State. I swear they would.
be a great
Penn
game.
State needs to get moved out. I don't
Tyler
care
Warren
what
though.
Notre Dame's done. Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois.
Tyler
That
Warren.
still matters.
Tyler
I
Warren's the most
I like what you
underrated
said
weapon
there,
in the
Caleb.
country. So.
I think no matter what, since Notre Dame is not in a conference, they should every year, no matter what, have to be in a play-in game for the playoffs.
Absolutely,
They have
they
to be
will
ranked.
be.
I mean, they got to be
If
ranked
they if
before.
if they go by the 4 champions, then they have to be. So
I think if they're ranked 1 through 4, they can put them in, but I'm not sure. Something weird rule about them. I wish they were in a conference though. It's not really fair. They don't have a conference
Yeah,
champion.
you got to join a conference. That's not fair.
Bama's too high. I mean, yeah, they beat the shit out of whoever they played,
They beat Georgia
but
too. So
yeah, but then they looked horrible
the
for the
4.
next 3 weeks after that. Four
How would
weeks
you rank
after
the
that.
4 2-loss SEC teams right there? How would you rank them?
So
Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee.
but
Yeah. What order would you
they're
have?
in order the correct way, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
But I mean, SMU needs to be at 7.
7. Wow, really?
Everybody needs to go back one. BYU just lost, so they need to be behind Texas A&M probably, and maybe even Colorado.
Okay.
Penn State and Indiana need to switch, in my opinion.
Okay.
Indiana's still undefeated. I know they probably. I think they probably get beat down this weekend, honestly. But until that happens, they need to be switched with
Did
with
we
Penn
see
State.
what they did second half offensively against Michigan?
Uh,
Did anybody see that?
Indiana,
24 total yards.
Indiana,
Yeah, 24 total yards.
yeah,
Second half, bro. 24
yeah.
yards. They
And
couldn't do
still won.
anything.
And they still
Michigan's
won.
defense is still decent. I
Yeah, but
mean,
guess
that
who's
ain't
defense
what they were
is better?
last year, but
SQ's defense is better this year. Ohio State. Their front, they got the best front 4 in the country. They got Jack Sawyer, JT2 Amalalo, and Tyleek Williams, bro.
Bro,
And
who
their
did I
secondary's tough.
Who did I pick for the national champion preseason?
I know you picked Ohio
picked
State.
Ohio State. And I'm
I know.
telling you, I'm not saying that it's going to be a game for no reason. They might lose. Ryan Day, when his back's up against the wall, This is Michigan this year. They're going to beat Michigan this year because Michigan sucks.
Yeah, they're
But
gonna be.
this is Michigan this year. This is the Michigan game.
All
This
right.
is the game he can lose. They're going to think they're going to show up and win because Indiana hasn't played anybody. But I know if
Yeah,
you
I
can
got to
play
get up
that, and
to. Yeah.
it's just going to be close, man.
So
I
do
don't
you,
know.
So
in the
Ohio
bracket,
State isn't going to score in the first quarter. I mean, that's pretty
They might
much
not score a
every.
touchdown until like the end of the first half.
Indiana might not be able to
I'm
move the
saying,
ball.
so if Indiana can hop on a 10-0, 17-13-0 lead,
It's over.
then we're talking a different ball game because
It-
Ohio State cannot. For some reason, the first 15 minutes of game isn't a thing for them.
I don't know if I even move
So,
the ball. That's all I'm saying.
but I will say, where's this game at? Indiana.
No, it's at the shoot.
No,
It.
it's at the shoe.
So I've been
Come
to
on,
the shoe this year. We
me
went
too.
for the Marshall game and the pep rally they do before the games.
Oh, we lost them.
Some technical
I
difficulties.
wasn't there for the pep rally, so I can't speak on it. Sounds like it probably cool though. He was gonna say something cool, I think. But man, Ohio State should win that game for sure. What's this? Kansas game? What's up with
Yeah,
this?
it's Kansas. I had to bring that up to bring him out. But as I'm saying, Ohio State game, like you said, it's going to be a dogfight, which is one I want to get into our next topic here. Is Cignetti? I mean, coming off a payday, he is not gonna mess it up, bro. I mean, look, they don't have to worry about him leaving now. He is officially there. He signed an 8-year, $72 million extension. It's an on average $8 million a year. What are you thinking here? I mean, he's coming off a big payday. I just think with this coming into it, they're wanting to. They know their coach isn't going anywhere. That's been in the back of their minds all year, and now I just think that's going to play a part, bro. I think
That's
it's going to play a part.
you can think
What?
that.
Give me a score. No, don't give me a score. But what is your personal? What is Dalton's spread on the game? What do
Yeah.
you think it's going to be?
We'll wait until a preview show to do the real pick. But obviously,
The
I
spread.
think
Just give me a spread.
13.5.
Oh my god.
That's being generous, bro. They're not. They haven't played nobody, bro. They're playing max schedule.
I know, but they're still good. They're still good.
We're gonna see.
I
24
know. Let's see.
yards.
But
Michigan
we
figured
do have.
something out against the offense second half. Ohio State's going to watch that film and replicate it. Too much talent on Ohio State. Talent wins usually at the end of the day. How many these IU teams smoke and mirrors? They ain't got many NFL guys, man. That's going to be playing on Sundays. Let's be real.
Yeah, I know, but that's just it's what happens. Though them college teams, they just play college ball and they get it done. But I do want to highlight something that you had in as well. You threw in here with UNLV. I mean, UNLV had a day against San Diego State.
Yeah.
262 passing yards, 253 rushing yards. Our boy Jameer Spain's got an offer from UNLV. They're a really good slept-on team, good G5 team. What do you think about them? I mean, with UNLV on this one, what do you think about the game?
Hodge Malik Williams, Ricky White, man, two very talented players. UNLV's offense has been clicking all year. They had one bad game against Boise, which hurt them, or they'd probably be ranked where Boise is. So that sucks. But they're back to the top 25 now. So great year for UNLV either way. Quarterback changed mid-year. Dude decided to transfer. And Hodge Malik's just playing just as good. So they didn't really miss out there. I don't even remember his name. See, that's a good Matt Sluka. Yeah,
Matt
Sluka.
Fluka, yeah, you know how he's feeling, man. Does he get picked up by who does he get picked up? Does he even get picked up by a D1 team or an FBS team?
I think he'll go FBS for sure, but I don't think he goes Group of 4. He didn't pass. He wasn't passing very good. He was run only. So I mean, he wasn't impressive to me.
He's not good. He's not good. So
Ricky
okay,
White's good,
all
though.
right. Yeah, that was a good game by UNLV, man. I think it was it's been a wild week. I mean, a lot of people thought it was going to be a down week, but actually, I mean, the Big 12 absolutely took a crazy shakeup. I think that's the biggest thing coming from the week. What do you think the overall biggest takeaway from the week was before we get into our last couple topics here?
Jam the SEC is with 2 lost teams. 4 in a row in the top 25: Bama, Georgia, Tennessee, and Ole Miss. Interested to see how that's going to shake out. There's still a lot of big games left the last 2 weeks. Rivalry week the last week, and then this week, Ole Miss could go down. Texas A&M last week of the year. Texas got to win. So SEC, man, very interesting. Big 12 as well. ACC race, all of them are good. Big 10 race is not as exciting, but just because Penn State ain't playing Oregon. They already play Ohio State. Indiana's, unless they beat Ohio State, the Big 10 race is pretty settled. So. But 3 of the 4, power conferences is very interesting. So that's all you can ask for. It's late in the year. 12-team playoffs looking like it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm very excited. I know the Big Ten championship's actually going to be in Lucas Oil Stadium. I kind of want to I kind of want to go to that, man. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm contemplating on not going to the Gonzaga game and maybe either going to the Big Ten championship or the other game, the Packers Thanksgiving game. But I do want to get into a topic here since we got a little bit of time. Now we finished out with our college here, and obviously we do have our preview show. I do want to say shout out to everyone on Rumble that helped us get our highest streams we've ever had on Rumble. So shout out to everyone. I really appreciate it. 250 something views we had on Rumble alone. So shout out to everyone that was able to do that. And we got Caleb adding them in here before we get into our last topic. But do want to get into it here, Jen, about your Giants. Your Giants here, I want to talk to about them here really quick. I think all year I've been saying maybe y'all should get Shadur here, but we did go. I want to get him. I think Shadur is going to be a New York Giant, going to get Malik Neighbors here. We got our edit here, but what are you thinking, man?
Oh, that's what I'm hoping for. I told you this for weeks now. Since our season's been the drain, we finally benched DJ. We're going to save a lot of money in cap, and we cut him this offseason. Spend that on some guys, get another receiver or two to help Shador out. Maybe get an O lineman or two. And, man, next year, it's so easy to turn around 1 year now. You see what the Commanders did, and I think our roster is just as good, if not better, especially our defensive, our front seven, one of the best in the league. Sexy Dexy, Okira K, Kayvon Thibodeau, Aziz Ojulari. List goes on with the front seven. So that's all we need, man, really, is a quarterback. Daniel Jones, we've lost a lot of one-score games,
Yeah.
We've been really close, even against good teams. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, we could have beat them if we had a good quarterback. Commanders. So the Panthers for sure. We could be right in the playoff race if we had a quarterback. So I think I want him, man. Nobody else in this draft I want at quarterback. So we don't get him, it's a bust.
I just wish y'all would have got something for Saquon.
Yeah, that would have been nice. We should trade him.
Y'all could have got a bunch of picks for him.
We should have traded him last year, probably. Yeah, that would have been
sign and trade,
I honestly think whoever gets Shador, they will figure out. It may be a draft day trade or whatever, but I think whoever gets him will get Travis.
I've seen that they tried to. They might have us trade up to get both of them. That would be awesome, but I don't know if Travis Hunter. He's not. If he's not going to go both ways, I don't think he's the best corner.
He's going to be a corner. He's going to be a corner.
He's got to play corner with packages on offense. He's the best corner
in the draft, though. I don't think he's the best. So I don't think I would really want to trade up for him.
He could be if he only practiced that.
Will Johnson's so good, man.
That's the thing. He's good at both because he practices both. If he just buckled down and practiced one.
No, he doesn't practice both. I watch their practices. He doesn't practice.
He don't even have to.
No, he doesn't. As I'm telling you, if you get him a whole offseason and where he's actually practicing and perfecting his craft on one position all year, he's going to be unstoppable.
He's doing all of that defensive back stuff off instinct.
Yeah, Dalton, I think you are from top to bottom right about the Giants. I think they are only a quarterback away. I really do.
Are.
You're a head coach away too. You need a coach. But the quarterback does a lot for coaches. We've seen. I think quarterbacks have. You see with Brian Kelly, even Jackson or Jaden Daniels. He's been able to save Brian Kelly last year. He made Brian Kelly. He pulled the wool over everybody's head. Everybody thought the curse over Brian Kelly was over, but he still couldn't win a big game. Last year couldn't get over the hump. So it's like no matter what, a lot of these quarterbacks just make the coach. That's why you say that with Brady and Belichick. Some of these guys. Some people say with Mahomes and Andy Reid. Some people say Mahomes makes Andy Reid. Some people say the other way around. So we're going. I do want to before we get into end with some NFL talk here. We're going to go ahead and keep it on the draft. Now, we know the Mannings kind of handled it in a kind of less of a classy way on saying, getting Eli to New York. It wasn't done the most classy way, but that's just, maybe that's just the Mannings. Some people have class, some people don't. Wow. But we are going to bring this video in right here and tell me what you think.
You step in Eli Manning like, Deion Sanders like, to the point where you told him, hey, man, I ain't taking that psych test with the Giants. I followed you after that. I said I wasn't taking it either. Will you step in and do some of that if it's the wrong organization and say he ain't going there?
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it publicly. I'll do it privately.
Yeah. Okay.
So you said you're going to be dad.
Same thing.
You're going to be dad. I'm going to be dad.
I'm dad. The cows come home. Yes, sir.
Will you step in Eli Manning like Deion.
The cows come home. So
Yeah.
yeah, he said he was gonna do it. He's gonna pull a Arch Manning, but he's gonna do it privately. Do you think that's the right move? Do you think he should do that for his son, or no? Do you just stay out of it?
If it's a Giants, he does it. Deion Sanders is a bitch, so there's that.
I think he
Depends on
wants him to go to the
I
Giants. I
think
think
he
he
more
wants him to go to the
so.
Giants.
why
I think
wouldn't
he
you?
more so means like he don't want him to be a Panther.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Jacksonville.
Titan,
I mean, the Giants. I
big
mean,
market.
he's gonna have the spotlight. He ain't scared of that. His dad's made sure of that. He's gonna have a weapon in Malik Neighbors. Y'all could probably use another offensive lineman or two. But he's already used to getting pressured and hit every game as well. So I mean, that's also not a big deal. I think he's just gonna make sure he ain't a Giant or a Jaguar or a Raider. Which I don't know. He might
Raiders.
With Tom Brady being a part owner. I think he'd be okay with that one. But
Yeah, the Raiders. Yeah, I think he would. I wouldn't mind the Raiders probably. But man, I just want him. Yeah, I don't want any other quarterback at the draft. So that's the thing. None of them
I
rest.
just don't.
There's
I
only
just
one
don't
good
think
one.
anybody else is quarterback ready this year.
There's only one good one, I think.
Exactly what I would say. I would take maybe another one, but I would have him sit. I mean, you got to think, man. We have some guys that have been sitting for some years that may be ready to get a shot next year. We have a Trey Lance. You have a Hendon Hooker. You know,
Trey Lance.
does Penix get a shot maybe next year or the year after? I
The
mean,
year after.
we have a lot of guys that are kind of in the stable right now. I
Kenny
mean,
Pickett.
we've yet to see Dalton's guy. We've yet to see Trask. We thought Kyle
One of
Trask.
the best backups in the league.
He said Kyle Trask taking over Brady's.
He should have, bro. Baker Mayfield's good though. I mean, Baker's good. Yeah, good
No,
quarterback there.
no, it's just funny because I did think he was going to pop
Hey,
up somewhere
Anthony
else.
Richardson comeback week though. He balled.
It was a good week. He did have a good game.
Game
He
winning
had
drive
a good game.
too.
Who's
Yeah,
your
there
NFL
was
team, Caleb?
Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. I like
Tough
Atlanta.
week for them boys.
Hey,
Wow.
but
It was a
that was
bad week.
Bo
yeah,
Nix
but
went
it
off.
was predictable. It was predictable.
It
Not
was
38-6.
They went up. They went up there in the
No,
altitude,
not
and
that
the
much.
altitude beat their ass. And
Yeah,
they went.
38.
Bo Nix is good, man. I think Bo Nix
Dude,
is going to be like a Derek
His
Carr.
stud.
he's gonna end
Yes.
up winning Rookie of the Year over Jay Daniels now.
With the way Jay Daniels,
No,
Jay
no.
Daniels,
Jay
yeah,
Daniels keep playing how he has the last 2 weeks, he may be
Coach
right.
JB
exactly.
said
And
that
Nick's
today.
playing like he has the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Nick's
You
been
and Coach
balling, man.
JB
I
got
mean,
a lot.
Denver got something cooking there. I think with a great defense, great coach, young quarterback. Watch out for them next couple of years, man. They
Yeah.
give the Chiefs a run in that division, maybe.
Oh, they're gonna. They're absolutely gonna.
They've seen a couple
Yeah.
more
God,
receivers.
you're right. You're right.
Then they got
You're
one
right.
good weapon right now, Cortland Sutton. They need some more guys to throw to.
I like Javante Williams. He's been a sleeper.
Yeah,
He
dude.
can't stay healthy, but
Well, the coach don't know how to. He gave one carry last week, so I benched him in fantasy, and then he scored a touchdown this week. So Sean
yeah.
Payton's on my hating list right now. I don't know what's up with this
Dude,
usage rate.
them damn Broncos swept the NFC South, which of course that's where Sean Payton came from. So he made it a point to beat all of them teams this year.
Yeah, good for them,
Yeah.
man. They're a pretty good team. They played bad against the Ravens, but outside of that game, they've been playing pretty good.
Yeah.
Now they're saying Belichick, John Gruden, and who else is getting looked at right now? Rex Ryan might be making a comeback. They say those three guys might be making a comeback next year.
Watch
Now, do
Rex
you
Ryan
think?
be a giant. He lives up there.
The only guy,
I
He's
think he
gonna
might go
go.
back to the Jets.
No,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think he goes to do the Giants, which already has a good defense, and he's a defensive coach. He goes to
Oh,
Giants with a good offensive coordinator. I think that's where he goes. He's done been to the Jets. They
He's
done
going to
fired him.
yeah,
So
they ain't been
Cowboys.
good since. So I think maybe they want to get him back. You know, he made 2 straight AFC championships for
he
him.
did.
Mark Sanchez at quarterback. So
But
if he's
Marky
a better
Mark.
quarterback, I mean,
Yeah, and that's a good point. I mean,
but come on.
who New England might have an open spot next year. We never know.
Gerard Mayo's not doing too bad though. I think
Drake May is going to be a stud too.
Drake May's a
Give him
beast,
some
bro.
weapon. Give him some
I
stuff.
told everybody about Drake May. God, he's so mobile too. He's so
Give
good.
him some weapons. Give him offensive line.
Give him weapons. He has no weapons, and he's still balling.
The jury's still. I have my jury still out on him, but it's not
I mean,
meaning
yeah,
good.
but he shouldn't be playing as good as he is. Let's say that. Not with his.
It's, I will say that
his
you're right.
receiving
Yeah,
core,
he should not be playing as good as.
Worst
he is.
receiving
You're
core in
right.
the league.
Yeah, you're right.
The
That is
number
true.
one. Who's the number one? Kendrick Bourne.
Yes.
I mean, come on, bro. Mario Douglas, number 2.
Ramondre Stevenson can't stay healthy. He's good when he can be healthy.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, no weapons, and he's still playing good. He just running the ball so well too, man. He's fast.
Yeah, he's barely. I don't think he's gotten blown out since he's gotten the starting job.
He's played way better since they let him sit a couple weeks, which looked like the right choice. Who knows how good he would have been if he started from week one. Just a couple weeks help. I mean, you've seen Anthony Richardson, like I said, one game. It's only one game, but he got benched for 2 games. He came in, played his best game of his career. So
Yeah, he's horrible. He'll never win me back over quitting the drive because he was tired.
he
Dude.
learned. He learned though.
I mean, whenever it happened, I was just picturing Coach Williams.
Oh
And
God,
We've been seeing him out a lot lately. We've been seeing
I
him out
swear.
at like restaurants and stuff.
I'm just seeing him.
But
yeah.
yeah, man, I think like you said, I think that was a good point with the Broncos. They are going to give the Chiefs, I think, a run for their money. You never know. I think
Okay.
sooner than later. I think Bo Nix is a pretty good pick. I think looking back, he might be maybe the second best
Very good QB so
quarterback
far.
in that draft. He might end up better than Caleb Williams. We never see. Caleb Williams couldn't get it done against the Packers. My Packers this week. They tried. We won off a blocked kick. If anyone saw that, I mean,
Yeah.
we got saved. Christian
Talk about a
Watson had a
fluke.
pretty good day, but yeah, I mean, honestly, if you really want me to keep it a buck, I'm not really sold on Jordan Love.
11 picks already.
He led
Same
the
amount he
nation.
had last year,
He
all
led the
year.
nation in picks. He led the nation
So
in picks coming out of
the
college.
thing
Yeah,
is, the picks are, for me, the picks are he shakes them off. I mean, you want a gunslinger.
Yeah,
Brett Favre did
yes.
that. He throws
yeah.
more touchdowns
Aaron
than he throws
Rodgers
picks.
was the opposite. So
Complete opposite.
he didn't throw no picks when he was in his prime. He threw like 2 or 3 picks a year, dude. He never threw the pick.
He's got the greatest touchdown to interception ratio in NFL history.
Yeah,
They
well,
were
it's
talking
going
about
down a
that.
lot now.
They were talking about that in the Mahomes debate
He's-
today. They were talking about how Mahomes has not got another receiver paid. He hasn't made another receiver better and got them a deal like Rodgers and Brady has. Brady with
Tyreek Hill.
Amendola, Edelman.
So Tyreek Hill didn't get
Apparently, Tyreek
140
Hill.
million.
I know, but he says Tyreek Hill was kind of already a guy, a
He
man.
he was
He
raw
didn't
as
make
hell.
he
When he
didn't
first
make
started.
he didn't make a decent guy good or a bad guy good.
Okay, well, everybody said, well, he lost Tyreek Hill, they're done, and they went on
Yeah,
and win 2 championships after that.
I
So
know.
facts, bro. They lose
I think
everybody.
most of
Everybody
it's.
says they're
I
done.
think a
They're never
lot of
done.
it, bro, is Andy Reid. I think Andy
Oh,
Reid's a big one
Andy
about it,
Reid
man.
never
And I
won
know
nothing before. It's always the
but he was in
argument.
the toughest division of football coming up. I know
The
it's
Giants.
a combined of both of them, 100%.
it is, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's
But more
just
Mahomes.
too east west to me. He doesn't throw the ball north south down the freaking field enough for me. I mean, I think I don't know what his stats are anymore, but I know at one point he had more interceptions than touchdowns. I don't know if that's still the case.
I think
But
he's at like 16. I think he's like with Jordan Love, like 16 and 11.
Yeah, he's playing better the last few weeks for sure. He's balling, but it doesn't matter in
finally,
regular season anyways. He ain't worried about his stats. He's not like that. He's just let him get to the playoffs and we're gonna win
And
the
yeah,
playoffs, bro.
he'll make sure to play good in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. When he has a bad playoff game, let me know. All right, just let me know.
if there was any other team ready to
Tell me
take
when he
him
has a bad
over,
playoff.
I don't think the Bengals can beat him. I think the
He
only
didn't
team
even
that
play
can
the
beat him
playoffs.
is the Ravens, and
Sure.
obviously the Bills. I mean, the Bills. Josh Allen did have a really crazy run for that touchdown. It was like a 30-yard run.
Oh, they're the second
Yeah,
best in the AFC now, or Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. And
Pittsburgh's a really good man. You got to watch out for Pittsburgh.
Ravens got 4 losses. I don't even think they're in the conversation anymore. They got 2 real bad losses too to the Raiders and the Browns.
That's because Justin Tucker can't make a fucking kick no more.
Well, I'm not saying why. It doesn't. That's part of the team. You gotta have a good kicker. Gotta have a reliable kicker. We've seen it with the Bengals this week too. Bengals ain't gonna make the playoffs though. They're 4-7, dude. They're gonna have to win out.
to go back on the Bo Nix thing, I said before the draft that Caleb Williams is going to be a bust.
So did we.
It,
Both
it
of us.
may take 5 or 6 years for it to be correct,
Yeah,
but
we both said
he
it
is
too.
not going to be that guy.
We all 3 agree on that then, because me and him said that since he was won the Heisman. We both said he's not good, even when he won the Heisman.
Yeah,
So
he's just too
we were on
soft,
him
man.
before anybody else
too
that knew
soft.
he was bad. I never seen the big time prospect in him. Like, no, I never seen it. I don't know.
He's trying all that stuff. He won the Heisman, and he just isn't working.
He's got great receivers too, and great running backs. So I mean,
Dude,
I don't know. That ain't a good
give
excuse.
Drake May them receivers or Bo Nix them
Oh,
receivers.
if Drake May would have been in Chicago right now, they'd have 2 more wins at least. They
Yeah,
wouldn't have
man.
lost
Yeah,
that
I
game to the
know.
Packers. They
It's
wouldn't have
been
lost.
I think the quarterback play has took a step up in these past 3 to 4 weeks. I think beginning of the season, I think it was an extension of the preseason. A lot of people weren't taking it serious. We had a lot of guys banged up, but yeah, I think it's starting to heat up. I think the same teams are going to be in it. My Green Bay Packers. I don't know if we're gonna be able to just stay clutch. Our D line's too iffy, to be honest. But I
Tough
think
division.
I do think some sleepers, man. Like you said, I think the Steelers are a real team you got to watch out for
Oh,
right
they
now.
are.
You
Oh,
got to, man. I mean, I think this was going to be the not blow up year, but I thought they were going to really start to just like make moves and dismantle some stuff after this year. But they were actually proving me
They've
wrong.
won
And they've
two
actually had a good year.
games and haven't won, and they've won 2 games without scoring a touchdown. So I
see, I
mean,
don't like Russell
yeah.
Wilson, but he's not bad, dude. He played good last year. I know they benched him at the
Last
end of
year
the year.
his stats were better than Mahomes.
Yeah, he played good last year in the regular season. They benched him really weird. That's why they traded him because that was weird benching. He didn't deserve to get benched. They were still in
Yeah,
the playoffs.
it was a injury clause. So if he would have got injured before the season ended, they was gonna have to pay him like $50 million.
Okay, well, they're in the playoff
And
race still, though. That's why it was weird, dude. They would turn to Jarrett Stidham in a playoff race. Really weird
yeah,
decision still looking back
it
on
was
that.
Sean Pay. It was a Sean Payton. I don't want him as my quarterback. So let's go ahead and get him out of here. Type
I
deal.
think another sleeper in the NFC. How about the Cardinals?
Yeah, they are playing really good. I
As
think they're
long
Kyler
as
going to
Murray,
win
Kyler
the
Murray's
division.
healthy, he's a beast.
number
I
2 in
think they're
QB rating in the regular season so far this year. Kyler Murray is number 2. I mean, who would have
I
thought
think they're
that?
gonna win. I think they're gonna win the division.
49ers aren't going to make the playoffs. How do you think?
Told you. I told you. I said this is the year the 49ers crash and burn.
They
I
probably
Yeah,
had
think
their
the
the
worst.
window's
40
been open too long.
They probably had the worst injury luck in the league, but that's part of it.
Their
That's part
window's
of
been
it.
open for
they
like
had their
9 years.
man.
It had to close eventually.
Yeah,
They
for
blew it.
sure. They just need a better quarterback. Brock Purdy's not it. They got by with him the first couple of years, but I don't think he's gonna ever
Purdy
get.
had it. Purdy his first 2 years, man, he got it. I think Shanahan lost the first 2, and the rest of them have just been Purdy.
Yeah, I think that's. I think Purdy's might be done for. I mean, he's gonna
Yeah,
be the
he's done.
20th
He's
best.
done
He
as
can
a
be the
starter.
20th
He's
best.
done as a starter.
He can be a
He's
20th
done.
best quarterback if they want that. But
Yeah,
the
I
roster's
mean,
too good. They're gonna get somebody better. I think. I mean, I don't know. They haven't had a good quarterback in a while though. Jimmy G and then him. I mean, they need a good quarterback. I think. You gotta have to swing for the fences, not go 7th round pick.
I want to
Yeah,
get y'all's
Jim.
take on these couple quarterbacks here, just kind of top of my head. Where do you think Justin Fields will be at next year? You think he'll be anywhere different? If where would he be at?
I don't
I'd
think he'll
say
be
he
a
stays in
starter.
Pittsburgh.
I don't think
Stays
he'll
in
be a
Pittsburgh as a
starter.
backup. Nobody tries to get him. Maybe not a Raiders
Well,
or
I don't know. I don't necessarily know if Russell Wilson will be in Pittsburgh.
mm,
I
Mm.
think because he is like on the back end, he's playing
okay.
great. Someone that thinks they're a quarterback away may very well go get him. And Fields played pretty good while he started this year, and now he's just learning. And he's the younger one. I'd say if they have to get rid of one, or if one leaves, it'll be Russ, and Fields will be there.
Okay, I don't think he's very good personally. Even when he was winning games this year, he was throwing for 150. He can't. He just can't throw for big yards totals, no matter what. And some games you
Mahomes
need
was
that.
going for 150 the first 5 weeks though, but he was getting wins. So I guess but I know that's the only
That's the
difference.
difference.
I know.
That,
What
that,
would you
It's so
think?
wild because he was slinging at Ohio State, and I get it. It's college versus NFL,
right, right.
but
Yeah,
Because
the best
he
receiving core in the
Stroud,
country too. You know.
before Stroud, he was going to be the kind of narrative on him is he was the Ohio State quarterback, the best arm they've seen, arm wise, arm talent. Out of the Ohio State quarterbacks that's come
Mhm.
out recently,
Yeah,
but
until Stroud
since,
came
since
through.
Stroud came in. But okay, so y'all think so you think Justin Fields is going to take over? Caleb, you think he'll start it? He'll start next year for the Bears.
Yeah, if they lose, I think they may keep them both. But yeah, I think he stays at
Or
Pittsburgh.
not for the Bears, for the Steelers. Yeah, but
What about
as for I got another one here. I got a hot take. I guess I want to think and just get y'all's thoughts on Dan Lanning to the Cowboys. What do you think about Dan Lanning to the Cowboys? Think about that.
I don't know. I
What
mean, you
about
can
Mike
never.
Vrabel?
It's hard to. It's
Mike
hard to
Vrabel is going to come back.
think.
Somebody's going to get Mike Vrabel. I think
I
the
think he goes to
Bengals
the
get Mike
Bears.
Vrabel.
And he's a great coach. He's a
Vrabel
good
goes to the
coach
Bears.
anyway.
Bears, yeah.
Yeah,
I think the
Bears are going to
Bengals.
fire their coach for sure.
Oh yeah.
They already fired the
I think
OC and all that, so head coach is going to be on the off season. I think Vrabel goes to Chicago. I think it's a good fit too. You know, they're known for their defense and toughness in Chicago, and that's how he is as a coach. I think it's a good fit.
I think Lanning may go with. I could see him being in Dallas because he's not a attention person. Like he'll allow He allowed Jerry Jones to do all the Jerry Jones's things and just coach the football team.
Yeah.
And that's what Jerry Jones wants is someone that
That's who I think they get.
It's just hard to
yeah.
project how good he's going to be. You never know. He could suck in the NFL or he could be really good. You should never
And
know. That's the thing.
But that's the
with the
thing.
exception of Pete Carroll, I mean,
Nick
who
Saban
else
was
has done it?
terrible. Nick Saban was terrible as a Dolphins coach. I mean, he
Pete
lasted.
Carroll's the only one I know of.
Yeah,
But
Pete Carroll
they're
for sure,
saying,
man.
they're
Pete Carroll.
saying that Dan Lanning has to go now. That if he's going to go, it has to be now because he still has time. He can go to the NFL, stink it up, and then
Come
come
back.
back in college and be a god. So I think that's what I think is going to happen. I think this is a window for him to go and just try it out 3 to 4 years. Yeah, you may suck, you might be good. Who knows? Pete Carroll was good in the NFL. It doesn't work out often with these college coaches transitioning.
In
I
any
think,
sport.
yeah, if he can be
Yeah,
Pete Carroll minus the not giving it to Marshawn Lynch on the goal line, then
Yeah,
that'd be a
probably when he wasn't
Cinderella
the play
story.
caller though. He wasn't the play caller.
I mean, what an idiot! What
He's
an
not.
idiot!
He's not the play caller though. That's what sucks as a head coach. He gets blamed for it. Blame the play caller on that one.
Well, do I blame it on him and Russ Smith? Not Russ Smith.
Russell Wilson, yeah,
Wilson.
you got to check at the line, bub. I know you got that. You've been starting there for 10
Got
years.
to.
Yeah,
You're allowed to check
if
the
I'm
line.
Russell Wilson, I'm not hearing what they're saying in my ear. I'm calling my own play. We're on the one. Marshawn Lynch is my running back. Like
Exactly.
I
Terrible.
forget I have a coach at that point because everybody
Yeah,
and me included
worst
know
play
who
call
the
in
hell's
history of football. Worst play
getting the
call in history.
ball. We might as well put him at damn quarterback and let's do a tush push with him. Like that's who needs to get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even 4th down either. They had more downs. I think it was like 2nd down. It might even been 1st down when they ran that play. So they could have just handed Marshawn 4 times. They ain't stopping him 4 times. No way.
Exactly. No way.
So terrible. Yeah, one of the worst play calls in history of football.
It's like
College.
having Derrick Henry on the 1 yard
What
line and you
about?
throw
I
it.
gotta ask about what do y'all think the Vikings do next year with Sam Darnold, JJ McCarthy
Mm,
coming back?
I wasn't sold on McCarthy to begin with.
Right, me
me
either. But
either.
he played great in the preseason, which I know doesn't mean anything. Not playing the
There's
starters.
definitely going to be a quarterback duel there. We'll see who wins it
I
for
just
sure.
I like McCarthy's game the way he plays. I don't know if he's that good, but I like the way he plays. He's mobile. He can go outside the pocket. He's good on the run. He didn't have to throw much at Michigan though, so he's not that proven. They really relied on the run game and defense when he was there.
I know someone that will have a head coaching job next year. I'm not quite sure where. It may be the Giants. And if the Giants get him and get Shador, Ben Ben
Ben
Johnson,
That
dude.
would be a great hire, or Aaron Glenn, even their D coordinator. Both of them are going to get a job. But they both got offered jobs last year, and they came back. So I don't know
Yeah,
what
but
the
like I
deal
said,
about.
if the Giants call him saying, "Hey, we're going to get Shador Sanders as your quarterback," Ben Johnson will probably be right on his way.
Yeah, neighbors, Tyrone Tracy. Hey, our 5th round rookie running back, man, he's a baller. He's only played running back 2 years too. Last year he was a first year running back. He played receiver at Iowa, then he transferred to Purdue and moved to running back. And he's a rookie. He has 300 games already, man. 5th round pick. So Saquon, yeah, we miss him, but we got another good back in the stable coming up. And it's a surprising one too. When you can get a starting caliber back 5th round, that's
And he
great.
ain't gonna cost you no money for about 3 years.
Right, probably let him go and then get another one. That's you can do that. You can do that in the NFL, I think, if you have a good
Uh,
quarterback and good
the
receiver.
Cowboys tried that this year and it ain't working.
Well, you got to get a little better than that. Rico Dowdle. I
I
mean,
think
you got to go
I
a little
think
better.
they get Dan Lanning, and you know what my take on Sam Darnold is? I think his old team calls him back, and I think he goes back to the 49ers. I think
Mm,
the 49ers might give him a call back. I think they're going to say, all right, we made a mistake. We're going to bring you back in. I think he could go there.
Or his
Another
team
team I
that
can.
drafted him.
I think somebody's going to give him $100 million, and they're just going to have
man.
to let him walk. I think that's just what's going to happen.
I can see him in
The,
the Jets too. Yeah,
the Jets, he can
Rodgers
go
might
back
hang
to
it
the.
up if Rodgers don't come back for sure. I don't think he
Rogers
should.
said he's coming back though.
That sucks.
Did
He
he?
shouldn't.
Yeah, he said he wants to.
He's
He
washed.
said that's. I mean, he's alluded to he wanted to. Yeah, in the interview. So I mean, I don't, he sucks. I mean, I'm
He's washed.
as long as he's on their team, they're going to be bad.
Yeah, I agree. He's too old now. He's not
I
good
think they're
enough.
going to get rid of. I think they're going to get rid of Sauce Gardner though.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's gone.
they're
Well,
gonna
he
trade
might
him.
want out himself.
If they trade him,
Yeah,
they can get a lot for him for sure. I mean, best corner in the league, second best probably, but he has no ball production though. No.
Pat Surtain's #1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
And Sauce got like one career pick too. And he ain't like Revis, They ain't like they don't throw to him.
yeah.
He needs a
That's
little bit
not
more.
the worst thing. I mean, yeah, you're right. So that
He's
is
not like
different.
Revis though.
He gets thrown the ball.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not
I
Revis.
agree. I
Revis
agree.
didn't
I
have
think
picks. He didn't need picks. He shut a whole side of the field down.
Yeah.
most teams. Like he was awesome. But Surtain's really good too. And they got Riley Mossman balling too. The less heralded of the white corners came out 2 years ago,
Yeah.
actually, before Dijon, the Eagles, and nobody talked about him, but he's balling too, a corner two over there. So they got two really good corners. Probably the best secondary in the league in Denver. So again, Denver, man, they're gonna be a problem.
Yeah, they're young and hungry, and that's bad.
What do you all think Miami Dolphins do? Are they going to rock with Tua? You think, or what?
I mean, I guess if
You
he's healthy,
got to with the
I
money
guess
you give him.
if he's like you said, with the money, it's too much money. If he's healthy, you got to go with the. I don't know if he should retire probably, but I don't know if he's smart enough to do that.
Do you think Mike McDaniel is a coach, or should he go back to OC?
Yeah, I think
He's
he's
done.
better fit as an OC. He's not a great leader
Yeah.
of men,
He's
He's a great
too.
coach.
He seems too scared to talk out.
He
Like
was
he's
compared
fragile.
to
He
Ben.
stutters with his sentences. And when he's like on the spotlight and shit, yeah, I think he needs to go back to playing. Fucking calling plays. Jesus.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah,
great
I
OC.
think he reminds me of Saleh a lot, just the offense version of Saleh. I think that's what he kind of reminds me of. Just not a head guy, like you said. A good
Yeah.
coordinator. Packers actually have hired him as like an analyst or whatever. But yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. I think there's going to be a lot of movement, quarterback and coaching wise this year. I think the Giants, man, your Giants are going to really kind of set the tempo of the draft. They could potentially trade up and try to get Travis Hunter, but right now, are they? Are they all positioned to get the first pick right now? Y'all projected to get the first
No,
pick?
right now it's Jacksonville,
Oh
I
Yeah,
no,
believe.
second pick though, and Jacksonville ain't taking a quarterback. So
they're going to get rid of Doug Peterson. He's gone.
yeah, but they ain't getting rid of
Speaking of
Trevor.
that, yeah, I don't think Trevor going. You think Trevor stays?
I mean, yeah, they ain't gonna trade him. I don't think they'll just get rid of a new coach. They'll just get a new coach. Try to run it
No,
back.
I don't think
It'll
Travis
be
is
Sort of-
going
like
to
his
stay.
third or fourth one.
Yeah,
Eventually, it ain't the coach.
he's shown enough talent though. I mean, he's won a playoff game.
Oh
He's.
yeah, I don't think it's him per se.
I
I
don't
just
think
don't
he's
know
great.
what it is.
I don't think he's great though.
I
Don't
think
by
he
any
need.
as good as
I don't think Urban Meyer counts because he sucks as an NFL coach. That was just a bad hire. That was all on the ownership. Doug Peterson, I think he's not a
It's a
good
good
coach. He's a fraud. He got that lucky championship. I don't know how he got that with the Eagles. I don't know
Nick
how he did.
Foles.
Yeah,
great
Sirianni still
offense.
got. Even with Sirianni, I don't think he's been coaching way over his head. He's not even a good coach at the Eagles. But I think he neither needs one more coach or you just got to get him out of there. I don't think either one's a wrong move yet, honestly.
Yeah, I just don't. He's not as good as he's supposed to be for sure. I'll say that though. He was supposed to
No,
be
he's
a
not.
huge
He's not. He's
prospect.
supposed to be the golden boy.
Yeah, huge prospect. I said it all the time. I'm not a hater of him. I just don't think he's that good.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's that good of a quarterback. He makes too many mistakes.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
that. He made too many mistakes.
He does. He does. Now, like you said, now this is going to be our top AP 25 poll before we end out, guys. I know this is going to change a lot. We'll do some preview here later in the week there on Thursday, but we do have some games tomorrow night. We do have Akron and Kent State, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, and then NIU and Miami of Ohio. Nothing crazy, but do get your football fix in there on a Tuesday.
Spend time with your family.
Wednesday, we got Buffalo and Eastern Michigan and Ohio and Toledo. We got action all week, man.
Yeah, spend time with your family during the week. Those games aren't fun. I mean, they're all right if you are betting on them, I guess. But
The
Thursday's
NIU
Georgia
Miami
Tech.
of Ohio will keep me. I'll watch it.
I might tune in for a little bit, but the Kent State Akron, no shot ever. That's two worst teams. And that's you got to pay me to watch that game.
I feel it. I mean, as for basketball, tomorrow Kansas plays nobody. Florida plays Florida A&M. Y'all are gonna blow them out. Purdue and Marquette's tomorrow with basketball. That's gonna be a good game.
Oh, nice.
Nothing too crazy. Bellarmine and Louisville, local game for us here.
Oh, it might beat them. Ooh.
You never know. You never know. I don't know
Louisville's
what their record
back.
is. Are they playing good?
Hell no. Tennessee beat them by 22.
So
Have they
yeah,
played since?
the one good team. No, they haven't.
They only
Oh,
played
really?
They ain't even played since. They only played 2 games. They're 1-1.
Damn. Gonzaga's up 4 right now against San Diego State.
Might be a
Come
game.
on, Zags.
Might be a game.
We'll see. But guys, before we go ahead and end it out, I know we were going to take a last look at this top 25 poll. I think it's going to change a lot.
Oh yeah.
But next time we talk, next time we stream. So, what do you think going into this week? Are your predictions? Not like maybe on some games, but just on this week, just in general. What do y'all think?
Notre Dame Army, man. I hope Army can keep it closer to Navy. You know, everybody had high hopes of Navy played Notre Dame, and it was over from the get go. 6 fumbles. Hopefully, Army don't crumble under the pressure. Like everybody's gonna be watching Yankee Stadium, neutral site. I just hope Army can hang in there, and really, I hope they win, obviously. But I just hope they keep it close, man.
I can't stand Notre Dame. They're ranked high every year based off what they did in the 80s and 70s.
Yeah.
So I root for pretty much whoever they play against every week. So I'm a big Army fan this week.
Hell yeah!
Uh,
Like
Another
that.
game, BYU
It
Arizona State.
Another game that can be scary because they played the top 5 teams they played this year really good. Texas and Kentucky this week.
Maybe. I mean, Kentucky's
That's
so
a
hit or
weird
miss.
matchup, man. That's a weird matchup.
At Texas, though, 20.5 point spread. I think
Is it
Texas
at okay? That the at Texas makes a big
a huge
difference.
difference. Kentucky is only good at Kroger Field, Kroger Field, weak ass field. But BYU Arizona State, another game that huge elimination game for both
That
teams.
is an elimination game. I didn't know that was this weekend. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
BYU Arizona State play at 3:30 Saturday. Arizona State early 3.5 point favorite there, which I like. I think they win.
Colorado.
Well, you think they should be favored by more?
Everybody else in the Big 12 stop playing football instead of Colorado right now. Might as well
I
just
mean, I wouldn't go that.
Well, them three
season.
teams, them are the only 3 teams
I
playing.
wouldn't
Yeah,
go
I
that
know.
far.
BYU.
I know.
Arizona State hasn't played Colorado. We didn't get that matchup.
That'd be a good game. I know. That'd be a good game. That'd be a good game.
Arizona State, man, their run game, Kansas Tibu, one of the best backs in the country.
Now, I
Is
do
that our
want to get
biggest
y'all.
game? Is that BYU Arizona
There's
State?
not
No,
that
you got
many big
IU Ohio
games.
State. IU Ohio State.
IU Ohio State. Yep,
There's not
that
that
could be a
many crazy
playoff
games this week.
eliminator for Ohio State. Do you think or no?
I mean, if they lose, they'll probably fall to like 10, right? They ain't got to fall more than 8 spots.
Yeah, but yeah, probably right.
I think.
Okay.
I think.
I just lose undefeated teams
Nebraska.
number 5 in the country.
I think Nebraska loses to Wisconsin this week.
Nebraska's terrible now. Ariola's falling off the cliff.
He might transfer, man. He might
I don't
transfer.
Yeah,
care.
he's gone. He's gone.
I don't
Where's
think
he
he's,
gonna go?
I don't think
Louisville.
I don't think he's that good for real.
What if Louisville gets him?
I mean,
What
I
is?
wish Louisville would just start playing Pierce Clarkson so he'd stay, but
God, that's what you should do, man. But Drew, Jeff Brom's too old school, man. I like Jeff Brom, I like him, but I just think there's a couple things. I don't know, man. He's got some of the good players. He's got the true freshman in the running back position. It's going to be hard for
3
him
of them.
it's going to be hard for him to keep those talent coming back. I know he's going to lose the senior wideout Brooks, right?
Ja'Cory Brooks, yep.
Yep, he's good now. But I just think that the most important, man, what makes a team go is a quarterback, and he doesn't have a quarterback. That dude, that Tyler Shuck dude's not mobile enough. He's too old. His 7th lap around the sun.
Yeah, I mean, this was a 1 year deal, and then he's gone. So
Their freshman running backs are good though. They got 3 of them. I think. Yeah, if they can get all 3 back, that would be impressive.
now with the loss of Stanford, you can literally just tell Shuck to go start his own life. He's
Yeah,
25 and married, bro. Go start your life.
I mean, I agree, but I don't think that happens with Brom. It's not the way he works.
Oh no, he won't. Because he
nope.
should have did that last year in the bowl game after we lost to Florida State. Okay, Jack Plummer
Yeah,
needs to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
yeah. Jack Plummer was weak, bro. I think
He's in
Shuck's
the.
a little
I don't
better.
think.
I think Shuck's a little better than Plummer, but that's a
Yeah,
little. They need a guy a lot better if they want to contend. I knew they were overranked 19th in the country last week. Come on, they ain't beat nobody good. They lose the
so
teams.
weird.
Who'd they beat good?
Clemson.
Okay, yeah, at Clemson, good win.
Yeah, they did beat Clemson. That's
They did win at Clemson, Death Valley too. I mean, at night, that's one of the toughest wins in the country. I give them.
And if you looked at the stats, the Louisville Notre Dame game looks like this Pittsburgh Clemson game. Louisville dominated every stat but lost the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the game that I think knocked off the trajectory of the whole season. If they
I
that's happened.
agree.
That's happened a lot this year, more than usual. Man, teams outgaining and losing the game. It's happened.
I
I've seen
agree. It's
every
a
week.
weird. It's a weird
Every
football
week.
season.
Every week you see a couple games like that, or oh man, they outgained by 100 yards and they lost by 11.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
it's
that
been
mean by
weird, man.
30? Like they lost by 11. Wow.
Well,
Okay.
just like the 30, the what was it, 41-18 time of possession with the Florida game,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah.
And we were really in control the whole game. Nobody, if you didn't watch the game, you say, "Damn, they got lucky. They won. They must have had a punt return touchdown or something." No,
yeah,
you're actually in control the whole game, and you would never guess that. That's why you got to watch the games, not just look at the stats to really know what happened
yeah,
in football.
I agree 100%. Stats don't tell everything.
No, in football especially, baseball. Yeah, you can look at the stats. Oh, he hit 3 homers. They probably won the game.
Yeah, I agree. Stats don't always tell you the whole story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, man. It's been a crazy year, like you said. Like you said, stats have been all over the place. Especially teams have had the ball all game. You think they're going to put points up, they don't. But I guess before we get out of here, we want to get your take here, Caleb, of who you got there in your national championship. If you had to pick one right now, me and Dalton kind of already got our preseason picks. I picked Ohio State, which I'm definitely not confident on anymore. Dalton picked Oregon, which I still think he's you're pretty stuck with that, right? You're pretty confident in Oregon still.
I was more confident before this week, and then they only put 16 points on the board. But that's the first time they played Wisconsin. They used to playing them, and Wisconsin has a good defense. So I don't think it's into the world in that game. As long as you pull them out, you're going to need those close games come playoff time. So I think it's a good thing that it was a close game. Actually, they've been playing a lot of blowouts after the Ohio State game. This is the first close game, and I think they needed it.
Yeah.
I've
What do you
been
think, Caleb?
saying it since the beginning of the year. I'm still sticking with it, Texas.
Texas, okay. Texas,
They're just in a different boat than everybody else. They got weapons on each side of the field. Their defense is pretty good. They're ranked in the top 20, I believe, in points per game allowed.
okay.
Uh, and you hurt their quarterback. Oh well, we got another top
Yeah.
first round quarterback that's going to replace him. So I mean, I like Texas to take care of it.
Okay, I
Well,
don't. That's a good pick too, man. I think it's really wide open though. I think 8 or 9 teams could end up winning this thing
I
based on
agree.
matchups in the playoff. It's about matchups this
There's
year.
about to be lot of first time playing, a lot of first time
dude,
schools playing against each other, man.
Colorado could win the shit.
Colorado could make a run, bro. I don't think they can win it.
If they had
You
some
never know.
hogs, if Shador don't get hit 10 to 15 times a game,
Yeah,
I
that's
agree
the only
with you.
reason they
I
lose.
mean, it's about matchups. Like I said, if they play Georgia though, I don't think their front can't hold up. But I don't know, man.
No, their offensive line's just not good enough. Jordan
Yeah,
Seaton, ain't
they're
that
not.
his name? Their
I
left
could see
tackle.
them getting a. I could see them getting a playoff win though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah. They're talented enough. I mean, I don't count them out any game. I think they could beat any team if they play
Yeah,
their best game.
they got
But
the offense to beat anybody.
But you're never going to get your best game every game. So hopefully they do. Though I mean, yeah, I think 10 teams could win the title right now, just based on matchups. Even Bama could win. Like they're not even that good. But no team's
What
dominant this year. Texas. I mean, who's Texas lost to?
Uh,
they had a bad home win against
Either Bama or Georgia beat
Bama.
them.
They
It
lost
was
to Georgia, but it was a
it was
comfortable
Georgia,
loss.
wasn't
It
it?
wasn't even
Georgia,
close.
yeah.
They
It was
commanded the whole
bad.
game.
Yeah, it was a bad
This
game.
bothers
It
me
was
about
college
Texas.
game day.
Texas front five on off. Their O line's bad, man. That's gonna
I
that
think
showed against
injuries have just been their biggest thing these past couple years. They have to stay on the field, and Sarkisian's kind of treading into unknown territory as a head coach. He's never really led a team to the promised land. They're kind of just seeing. I kind of. I said that to Dalton a few weeks back. A good analogy for them is they got like a brand new car, and they don't have a GPS in it, so they just
Hey, they
don't
was in the
know.
playoffs last year.
That's what I was gonna say.
They didn't get a playoff win though, did they?
No,
No,
they lost
No, that's
14
what I'm
to.
years
saying. Yeah,
ago.
they didn't get
They
a playoff
lost
win.
to Washington,
No,
Yeah,
I think they
Michigan,
Michigan.
Washington. Yeah,
Michigan.
yeah,
Yeah, Michigan played Bama. Washington played Texas.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Washington beat them. Okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
was rooting for I was rooting for Texas last year. Dalton can tell you, I'm a big Quinn Ewers guy. I love Quinn Ewers, and I have a hard
He's
take
took a
that
step back like Carson
if
Beck, in my
I
if
opinion.
don't
they
think he's
don't
that
get
good a quarterback.
I always said if they don't get if Texas lost another one, I think if they got 2 or 3 losses and was kind of in Georgia spot and just added another loss and didn't get into the playoff, I said Quinn Ewers needs to transfer to Colorado and transfer. That was my crazy hot take a couple weeks ago,
Yeah,
where I think he could transfer and just stay another year, get another 4 million, 5 million NIL, and make sure he's a first round draft pick. And that's only if they would have lost 2 more games. But I think he's still going to leave after this year. But
I think he's
yeah,
just
Texas.
top 2 rounds. I don't know if he's gonna be a first round.
I just don't think he's that good. He's
No,
so hit or miss. He has a great game, then a
I don't
terrible.
think it's that. I think his size is his issue. I don't think he's a real big person.
yeah,
He's,
yeah.
I just don't think he's consistent enough. He has a good game and a bad game, bro. Like you can't do that. He balled against
Yeah, no.
Florida, and then this week he didn't play good. He didn't play great this week.
Yeah,
20
I don't
points
know. We'll
against
see.
Florida.
I think they still could pull it off. I'm not confident in Ohio State. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose against Indiana. I'm going to be kind of mulling that over all week until we got to make our picks later in the week. I don't know who's going to win that game.
Yeah.
I think Cignetti can do it, man. I think he can honestly do it. I think he could pull it off. Brian Day doesn't have a big signature win in his pocket. I know this isn't a crazy big win on his
This ain't
resume,
either.
but it could be. It could be. It could be a bigger loss than it is. Could be a bigger win. I understand that.
Yeah.
But I could see him losing. I could just see him losing.
That's what
It
sucks
could be
about
a job losing loss.
That's what sucks
Job
about being
losing.
a Ohio State coach. You lose a top 5 team and your job's in trouble. Like, that's dumb.
No,
He hasn't won a game. He hasn't won a big game since he's been there, bro.
He's made the playoffs several times.
He hasn't won a big game with all these crazy wide receivers he had. McLaurin, freaking who else is he had?
Olave, Smith,
Olave. I mean,
Garrett Wilson.
they've had absolute studs.
I mean,
Studs
C.J.
since he's been there.
Shroud, Justin Fields.
He's had the craziest roster, and he hasn't even got to the national
J.K.
championship.
Dobbins.
And he hasn't beat Michigan ever.
I beat Michigan like the first 3 years.
I don't think. No, he has. Well, he hasn't beat him in 18. How many days?
He never beat Harbaugh. I don't know if he played him before.
I don't
Harbaugh.
I don't know if he's beat Michigan.
But Harbaugh never lost to him.
No, he never had a big win. He's never had a big win. I could see him losing this game. I could see him losing it. Is he gonna lose it? I don't know. Is he? But this is either gonna make them stumble into the next week or the week after and lose, or they're gonna lose. But I don't think he ever beat. I don't think he ever beat Harbaugh.
He's 1-3 against Michigan. He beat him once.
Right. Okay, he's 1-3 against Michigan. He's had the better team pretty much almost every year.
Well, not last year, but
except for last year.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying he's a great coach, but I'm saying if you lose the number 5 team in the country, that's not a bad loss. It shouldn't be looked like a bad loss. If Indiana's as good as everybody else says,
it's a bad loss because Ohio State spent $20 million on their roster.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's a
the
bad loss
most
because
expensive
it's Indiana.
roster in college football.
I know they paid everybody to leave. They paid SEC boys to leave.
Yeah, they got Judkins, right?
Caleb Downs.
Yeah. They're supposed to win. They're supposed to be like number 1 right now, and everybody's supposed to be shooting up at them, just trying to. They're supposed to be like, all right, how do we beat the Buckeyes? And they're just not. They're not the hunted. They're not the hunted. Whenever they are, they always lose.
I knew they weren't gonna beat Oregon, bro. I told everybody they weren't gonna beat Oregon.
I want to go to that Big Ten championship in Lucas Oil.
Well, they might beat them there. It's just like a home game for Ohio State.
I know. I want to go.
Ohio State has the opportunity to play Oregon 3 times. That Big Ten championship game, and if they was to beat Oregon, they'd both make the playoffs and then potentially play in playoffs. That's wild to hear.
That's a lot of these. It's gonna be like that a lot of times now. SEC championship, they can meet 3 times.
Yeah, the SEC and the Big Ten will have 6 teams total every year in the playoffs.
They should.
At least 3 teams per conference, maybe even 4 per conference.
SEC might get 4 this year for sure. Big Ten might get 4. They at least got 3. Big Ten got 3.
Well, right now they have 4. At this moment, there's 4 of them in the playoff. The top 4 is, besides Texas, 4 out of the top 5 is Big Ten.
Yeah.
Penn State, Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon.
Yeah, because they don't play each other. That's so stupid. Penn State should have played Oregon. Indiana should have played Oregon and Penn State. Like, come on.
Yeah, I think Penn State's gonna fall apart.
Done. Yeah, they're not. They're the least
most underrated player in the country. They're good. Tyler Warren, bro. Did you see what he did this week?
Oh, yeah, he's
doing now.
I like
still playing running back too. 60-yard run, dude.
He was our player of the week a few weeks back when he broke some record.
Bro's 260, and he's a running back, 60-yard touchdown run. I'm looking for him to be really good tight end on Sundays, man. Tyler Warren's a dog.
Yeah.
One of my favorite players.
It's going to be a loaded week, man. I think we had a crazy week here that was a little bit unexpected.
I was just about to say we was expecting a slow, boring college football weekend.
That's what happens a lot of times.
Yep, I know. We had a big upset there with BYU. It happened. Kansas State was upset as well. So yeah, man. I think the best performance in this, they didn't even play that good besides Georgia's Colorado, man. I think Colorado and Georgia had the biggest week of just really showing that. When they play at their game and they're supposed to, that they're maybe one of the toughest teams to beat in the nation. So
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's been a crazy week. Florida, it's going to be a crazy game with Florida versus Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. I am excited for that game, Dalton. I will tell you that, man. Your Gators, I think, could get the job done. What do you think they're going into without giving a full preview?
Yeah, man. Like I said, Lagway 3-0 is a starter when you don't get hurt during the game. So until somebody beats him, I'm riding with them. I think we
Yeah.
really found something with this freshman class. It's one of the best in the country, at least most productive right now. Two really good running backs. Got some good freshman receivers. Got some good freshman defensive players, man, and of course the quarterback. So I like where we're building that. Took a little longer than expected, but I think year 4 is going to be – we're going to be dangerous next year, man, if we get these guys back, that's every team, though. You never know who's going to come back.
Lane Kiffin's got
Yep.
that Ryan Day syndrome. Hasn't won a big
Yeah,
game,
when does he win a game he has to win, bro? And he
so
has to win this game.
and the team they're playing isn't no top 10 team. No, but that's the issue. Is this team is they're supposed to go in there and walk Florida,
They
and
lost
they're
to
if
Kentucky,
they
yeah.
don't prep right this week, Florida's going to go in there and ruin their whole season. So
Oh, yeah, nothing more we want. We got a guy transferred to Ole Miss, and so anytime you're playing a guy that's, he's a big guy for us last year too. So that's always got that extra chip on the shoulder. And then, coming into the swamp's never easy. It don't matter how bad we are, man. We could be, real down, but it's come to the swamp. You're not gonna win by 30.
No, you're not. I think it's going to be a dogfight, man. Now, I will say with Lane Kiffin, he did have his biggest win this year already, last
Yeah,
week.
yeah. He
last
beat you.
week, yeah,
It was
He beat
last
you.
week. I think that's the only reason I think he could. If last week didn't happen, I would be hammering the Gators. I mean, hammering. I love Lane, but I don't think this team fits him. I don't think Ole Miss fits him, even though he's getting all these recruits coming in right now. He's going to hit the transfer portal hard, but I don't know, man. I think the Gators can ruin the party for him. Honestly, I really do. I think Lagway has to come and bring his A game. He can't turn the ball over. That's pretty much the way the keys to success in any SEC game. You just can't turn the ball over. We've seen that the yards don't matter. We've seen that the time of possession doesn't matter. You just can't turn the ball over, and you got to get third downs. I think
have
that's the
to
biggest thing. You throw
third
red
down.
zone, you throw that and red zone in there, man. Those are the keys to the game. You got to get it done, and maybe they could keep the ball out of their hands and make it to where every possession counts double. Time is money. So we're
Yes,
gonna see here. I think it was a great week. Any final thoughts here, any fellas?
Nah, just ready for next week, man. More big
yeah.
games, a lot more big games. So hopefully it's just as close as these games. You never know. Some weeks you think they're gonna be good, and all the games end up being blowouts. So
This
hopefully that
Yeah,
don't.
this 12-team playoffs make these last 3 weeks of college football great
amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's way
because
way
most of the time in previous years these teams with 2 losses and it's over with, and
yeah,
you're worried about the top four at this point and who are going to be the top four.
yeah.
Yep.
So
You wouldn't be talking
yeah,
about Colorado right now at all. It'd be
at
afterthought.
all.
Even though they're playing great, they'd be afterthought.
Clemson's done lost twice and they're potentially going to make it. I mean,
Arizona State even
yeah, yep.
two
But
lost
Boise
Arizona
State,
State.
a team like Boise State that's gotten screwed over the years, they've
Tulane,
had
I wanted to talk about that. I think Tulane should be the G5. I think if I have to choose a
Wow,
G5,
wow.
should
they
be
can
it.
run the ball really,
They
really
have two
fucking good.
losses, dude.
I don't care.
Boise's
They're
good.
they're
Boise have
better
lost
than
about freaking
Boise.
3 to the number 1 team in the country. Tulane
I
lost to
So
know.
Oklahoma. Tulane lost to Oklahoma this
So
year. Bad
Wisconsin.
loss.
So we should put Wisconsin
in
there now
points per
too.
game
That's a bad
aspect, they
loss.
have a top 20 defense.
Tulane losing to Oklahoma's a bad loss this year. They're better than them. I know it's
So
Oklahoma's name. It don't matter. They're a better team. Tulane's a better team. They should beat them. That's a bad loss. Let's keep them
Tulane
down.
averages 41 points a game. In a points per game aspect, they're a top 20 defense. I think they were like tied for 19th.
What-
And they run the ball like almost 200 plus yards a game.
When the
So as long as they're not playing from behind, Tulane could give an issue or two to people.
Something about to look for tomorrow when the college football playoff rankings come is Boise's going to be ranked 4 probably because they're going to be ranked ahead of the Big 12. They're going to be ranked ahead of BYU probably.
We're gonna see. We're gonna
They're
see.
going
I'm
to be
excited to
4.
see tomorrow.
They're going to be 4. BYU's going to be 12. Boise's going to get projected to be a bye right now. I bet you.
Well, I
I'm
don't know
excited.
because they're not in a Power Five,
It
so I
don't
don't
matter.
think
It's just
so.
about the 4 highest ranked conference champs get the top 4
Okay.
seeds. So
Then yeah, they very well might.
they're going to be ranked ahead of BYU and Colorado. So I think BYU's going to be the 12 seed. Boise's going to get the 4 right now. If they just win out, Boise might get a bye.
Oh my God, that's gonna be crazy.
That'll
I
be
mean,
They're gonna get
insane.
smacked whoever they play.
But if Army wins out and they beat Notre Dame and Tulane in the conference championship, they might jump. They might both get in. You never know.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man. I'm
That's what
excited.
the beauty of the playoff.
And
Yeah.
I hope Army wins out, man. If they beat Tulane and Notre Dame, no way you can leave them out.
Right?
Like, come on, 2 top 25 wins.
I know it's gonna be a crazy week. I honestly do think that Florida can get the job done this week. I think it's gonna be a big one. But yeah, man, I think we'll go ahead and leave it on that. We got some games, like I said, tomorrow. Got some action going on, and until then, y'all, a shout out to everybody on Rumble that tuned in. Got over 250 something views there on Rumble, so shout out to everyone there. And
Yes,
we'll go
sir.
ahead and get the list together for this week, fellas. Hope you'll have a good rest of your night, and
You
we'll
got
see y'all
two,
later in the week,
boys.
man.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Y'all
See
have
y'all.
a good one. Appreciate y'all for having me on.
No problem,
Yeah,
man.
no
Thanks for
problem,
coming.
man.
All right,
Anytime,
buddy.
brother. Y'all have a good one, and peace
Cheers.
out, everyone. Y'all have a good night.
Yep.
Have you, buddy. Later.